Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
It is the final game of a 3-game weekend on the road for the Saginaw Spirit as they head in to Erie to take on the Erie Otters for the final matchup between the two teams for the season on this Sunday afternoon. Hello, everyone. I'm Maren Klein, and welcome in to the Stormmaster Exteriors studio. Dylan Clark is standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. We're going to get to him soon, but first out, laying out everything you need to know before the puck drops in Erie. The Spirit, a big 2 weeks ahead in the final weeks of the regular season. A big game in Erie, looking for a win, but going back to their last matchup on Friday night, a 5-1 loss to the Brantford Bulldogs. It was a very close first period. Brantford only up by 1 in the final seconds of the first, and it would be Jensen Geldart to score the lone goal of the game as he tied it up at 1-1 in the second.
Angle, 6-rounder to Winnipeg. Hit into the linesman by Stewart. Hanrahan alone in front. Now the pass to Geldart. He scores! The Spirit forced a turnover. Geldart snaps one past the glove of Igorov. 15-13 to go in the second period, and Saginaw has tied the game at 1.
Geldart has had points in his last 2 games and hoping to build some momentum for the Spirit. Stepan Shergin had big saves throughout the second period to try to keep the team in the game.
He was taking a stick up high. Puck is kept alive by Uterchek again. Dancing on through into the slot. Hangs onto the puck. This is over. Great save, Shergin, as he shuts down Rosetto from the circle.
A lot of shutdowns from Shergin, but the Bulldogs would score to go up 2-1 as the teams headed into the final frame, and a 3-goal third period for the Bulldogs. The Spirit could not find a response, even though a very tightly played game. The Spirit, a lot of high quality chances. They'd fall 5-1. Erie also coming off a loss in their last game, falling 3-1 against the London Knights last night. Case Kazmik scoring his 3rd goal of the season for the Otters, lone tally of the night, but netminder Noah Erlinden did have a strong game, finishing with first star honors for 31 saves on 33 shots. But looking ahead to this matchup between the Otters and the Spirit, first for the Spirit, forward Nikita Klepov continues his outstanding rookie season. He's leading the OHL point scoring race with 87 points, 35 goals, and 52 assists. He's had 7 points in 3 games against Erie this season, scoring in every single game, and is on record watch as he has been for his last few games. His 35 goals, just 2 shy of that rookie record for the Spirit, 37 set by Cole Perfetti. So Klepov, someone to watch for as he looks to push closer to breaking that record in this standout season. And for the Otters, forward Tyler Cooper, he had a 4-game scoring streak snap last night against London, in which he had 4 points over those 4 games. He scored the lone goal against Saginaw last time these two teams met back on February 6th and had a very productive February. 2 goals, 5 assists for a total 7 points. And he's a player that the Otters are going to be looking for to step up, as Michael Deck, the team's leading scorer, still scratched, didn't play last night, will not play again today with an upper body injury. So something to watch for there for the Otters. But for the Spirit, the push for 6th, 7th, or 8th place still on the table as they're trying to find a spot in the OHL playoffs. And when we come back, Dylan and Chris Lazary sitting down in Coach's Corner, and Coach will discuss what a win could do for the team in the final weeks of the season. Don't go anywhere. Spirit Hockey is back after this on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh and Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh and Associates. Retirement made clear.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner for the last time on this weekend. The Spirit closed things out in Erie on this Sunday, joined by Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And coach, to go back to that game against Brantford, you held one of the more dangerous teams in the entire league to an incredibly low amount of chances in that first half of the game. From a coach that's working with a developing team right now, just how happy were you with how tight things were for the majority of that game?
Yeah, like obviously the empty netter, so you got a 4-1 game, more of a 3-1 game for me, but I thought we checked all over the ice, and it just shows, like, it's proof to our group if when we don't have the puck, if we're checking, tracking, arriving, and defending, and then getting our exits when we can, like, we're a pretty good team. That's anybody, but we didn't really bleed chances against. There was a couple in the first, and after that, really the high dangers went away. Like, we just got to have that type of a mentality without the puck to be able to build on that down those last 2 weeks and in the playoffs.
Jensen Geldart, the only goal in that game. He's got points in 3 of the last 5. What are you seeing out of him over the last stretch of hockey games? Is he finding another level of maturity here?
Yeah, like that line, Geldy, Hanny, and Stu have quietly become one of our best lines. Like with and without the puck, generating chances, face-offs, breakouts. Like they, have really taken some big steps. I know the Florida Panthers reached out specifically to talk about some of our young guys, those 2 guys in particular, just how impressed they were with those guys as underage players playing against 2 really good teams in Niagara and Brantford when you watch their games, and just the growth they've had from when they were able to see our team play earlier in the year until now. So that's encouraging for those guys.
Drew Roscoe, a goal last time he played the Otters, and more minutes as time goes on. His comfortability level, is it getting maybe to where you'd expect at this point? Again, it was a shorter season for him, but just where is he at right now in terms of what he can do out there?
Well, he's becoming reliable as a 16-year-old, which is hard in that position as a defenseman. His puck touches, like he had a couple real good breakouts, like those are getting better. Some of the escapability things on the blue line offensively are getting better. His gap routes getting better. Like all of those things inside of his game and his ability to defend and sort and understand what we're trying to do now. Like the biggest thing for young guys is being able to recognize what situation we're in terms of structure and execute it with and without the puck. It usually takes those guys from minor hockey a while. They just play. Now they got to be able to play with a purpose, and he's starting to really get good at that.
This Erie team in the midst of a pretty tough stretch of games right now for them in this season. There's no playoff clinching on the table for your group here tonight, but they know things are getting tight. Just how much are you anticipating from them? Maybe trying to get not quite revenge, but they would probably want this one more than an average game, I would say.
Yeah, well, they're a proud group. Like they, they're gonna, like I know on the Erie side, those guys are playing for jobs right now. Like really, let's be honest, the positions next year. But for us, like we win today, Sarnia can't lose another game. They can't sacrifice another point. They got to win out, or we pick up one more point somewhere else. And I think they run out of room. I'm not a math guy. I was 7 years in high school, but I can do the numbers there. That today's win, is almost a clinching scenario for us. But we have our eyes on 7th. There's 3 points ahead of us now in Owen Sound. We need to find a way to win today, put it one back, and then we go into the final 2 weeks of the season chasing them 1 point behind. We have no chance to play them head-to-head, so we're going to get some help along the way, but we don't want to pass away these 2 points and have to figure out a way to gain 3 in the last 2 weeks.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck today. That's Chris Lazary, Saginaw, and Erie to close out the weekend. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly. It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
The final lengthy road trip on this regular season for the Saginaw Spirit makes its final stop here at the Erie Insurance Arena. And for a Spirit team that sits in 8th place right now in the Western Conference and is the only team not in the playoff field to have an X next to their name. They haven't clinched up a playoff spot yet. They have to be absolutely certain that an opportunity to pick up 2 more points is capitalized on here this afternoon against the Erie Otters. Hi, everybody. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks so much for being with us here for this one. The Spirit, a win on Thursday in dramatic fashion. Come from behind. They pick up 2 points in the shootout against the Niagara Ice Dogs. They hold the Brantford Bulldogs to just 16 shots through 2 periods on Friday night. They do not find 2 points there, but they found a lot of really good things to talk about and a lot of positives to pull from that loss to the OHL's top team. What they have here today in Erie is an Otter team fighting to technically stay alive in the playoff race. A loss today at the hands of the Spirit would mean absolutely no playoffs for the Erie Otters, who right now sit in 10th place. But they would love to make life a little bit more difficult for the Saginaw Spirit as they try to lock up a playoff spot. We'll take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's game, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. For the Erie Otters, the biggest name is out of the lineup. They will be without their leading scorer, Michael Deck, 63 points in 60 games. This is his second game missed due to an upper body injury. So the Otters will go up front, left to right. Luke Plant on the left side, Caden Edwards, the rookie, at center. Ritter Coombs at right wing. Julius Sari and Michael D'Alessio, their top 2 defensemen, will start out on the blue line for their head coach, Chris Millett. Chris Lasry goes with almost the same lineup. Xander Valeris is out. Tyson Ackerman is in. But they start Dima Zhilkin, Igor Barabanov, Nikita Klepov, who, like Marin mentioned, can tie or maybe even overtake Cole Perfetti's rookie goal record. Klepov sits at 35. The record is 37. James Go and Levi Harper on the blue line. Your starting lineup brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. We'll send you back to Marin. She's got to look at your out-of-town scores before we drop the puck here on this Sunday evening.
Yeah, thanks so much, Dylan. The out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. A lot of action happening around the OHL. Starting off, Niagara at Brantford, an action-packed game. House Yuang opening up scoring for the Ice Dogs. Zachary Sandu tied it, and then a 6-goal second period, 4 goals for the Bulldogs, 2 for the Ice Dogs. Brantford up 5-3 going into the third, and some records being broken in Brantford. Caleb Malhotra recording his 51st assist, secured the franchise record for most assists by a rookie. Next up, Sudbury at North Bay. Jan Chauvin, first period power play goal, but 2 goals from Liam Amandowski put North Bay in the lead going into the third period. Oshawa at Kingston, 3 goals for Kingston in over the first 2 periods, putting them up 3-0 over the Generals. Peterborough at Ottawa. Bozen Morelli put the 67s up for the 2-0 over the Petes, but Giannis Lutz, 2 goals for Peterborough. That tied it up at 2-2. That game heading into the second period. And finally, number 1 and number 3 in the West battling it out. Kitchener at Windsor. Puck drop coming soon. And we're going to get you to our puck drop. That's been your Buffalo Wild Wings out of town scores. And we'll get you back to Dylan on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Kluchak scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
Proud to bring you back inside the Erie Insurance Arena one more time here this year. The Spirit and the Otters go head-to-head. Saginaw's taken 3 victories against Erie so far. They've not swept this season series since the 2018-19 season. Last time they were in this building, it was a 6-1 win for Saginaw back on January the 17th. Last time these teams met, it was a 4-1 win for Saginaw at the Dow Event Center in early February. Our starting goaltenders for tonight's game brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. Noah Erliden across the way for the Erie Otters. Stopped 31 out of 33 against the Knights in a 3-1 loss last night. He's only seen the Spirit once this season, 35 saves in a losing effort back on October the 24th. Noah Erliden, 11 victories on the season. Stepan Shurigan has had a lot of fun playing hockey this year, but his best and his most fun against the Otters, a .951 save percentage against them, just 5 goals against in 3 games. He starts his 4th here today. Delta College opening face-off. Puck at center. Saginaw in the traveling white. Erie home in the navy blue and gold. The Otters move left to right, and they fire it back in after winning the opening face-off courtesy of Caden Edwards. Puck is back into the near side corner. Saginaw's James Go comes after it. Dima Jilkin takes the hit there from Edwards. Puck comes back up to neutral ice. Tristan Trevino, the Otter captain, will get a pass back along the near sideboards. Right up through mid-ice. Caden Edwards, left shooting centerman, weaves his way towards the Spirit net. Lets a long shot roll wide on the glove hand side of Shurigan. Another chance through traffic, goes off a Spirit body. Now it's picked up by Nikita Klepov, and Saginaw's top line can go to work here in the offensive zone. Dimas Jilkin snaps it back in. Julius Sari, the defenseman, back to pick things up for the Otters. 6 in navy blue. That'll be taken here on the far side wall by Luke Plant. And the Otters get a line change. They flip the puck back out to center off the glove. Handled down by Josh Glavin. Move to Levi Harper, and the return pass is back. Harper back to the bench. Glavin up the near side. Brody Popoli in for Harmer down the left side, throwing it across. Looking there for Jacob Klutze. That got broken up. Klutze backhands this off the wall. Callum Hughes will intercept for the Otters. He's going to try to get around Blake Barnes. He's got a step. He takes a shot, and a great save by Stepan Shurigan. First chance that he's seen here in this game. Very dangerous partial breakaway. Carson Harmer down the left side on the Spirit counterattack. Lays this one back into the corner of Lucas Ambrosio. The puck squirts back out in front. Here's a chance and a shot there from Roscoe. Sent wide on the stick side earlier, and may have gotten a piece of it. This is Harmer off the near boards. 2 good scoring chances aside here. Just 90 seconds gone in this hockey game. Otters will settle things down a little bit. Saginaw's second line can peel back to the bench on a line change. This is Lucas Ambrosio ducking down the near side to flip the puck back in for Drew Roscoe in behind the Spirit net. Brody Popoli gets leveled at the Spirit blue line. He pops right back up after that check from Jake Murray. Puck pinballs in the near side circle of the Spirit end. Michael D'Alessio, that shot high, stopped by Shurigan. He didn't know where the rebound went. Calmly collected by Drew Roscoe. And he carries things out to center. Heads up. That'll be deflected into the Otter bench in between one of the assistant coaches and the athletic therapist. It's out of play. We get a stoppage here. 17:53 here in this first. And though these are two teams that are in different spots in the standings, in different situations, and their cycles as teams building towards championships, this is an incredibly important game here today. Saginaw needs to capitalize on an opportunity for 2 points against the last place team in the Western Conference. They'll move this puck back in deep. Stick check from Ryan Hanrahan. Cannot pull things back into Spirit possession. Now back the other direction. A great counterattack by the Otters and a backhanded shot sent wide on the glove side by McLean Agret. Turnover again in the Spirit end. Evan Hedrick, the former Kitchener Ranger, trying to send one towards Stepan Shurigan. Saginaw clears. Ryan Hanrahan trying to pick a pocket there of Michael D'Alessio. Julius Sari snaps this one off the wall and around the near side. McLean Agret hit by Levi Harper. Counterattack will be fired out and all the way down for an icing in Stepan Shurigan's region. 17-12 here in the first. Still no score. And it looks like the end of a 3-game weekend for both of these two teams, at least early on here in the first 3 minutes or so. Saginaw has the benefit. It was a travel day yesterday, and so therefore an off day. The Otters have played 3-3. A 10-2 loss in London on Friday, a 3-1 loss to the Knights here at Erie Insurance Arena last night. And now Saginaw here at 4 o'clock on a Sunday. It's a taxing part of the schedule for the Otters. Saginaw forces a turnover after they lose an offensive zone faceoff. This is Igor Barabanov up high. Near side, the defenseman Jones into the circle. His shot gets deflected by Evan Hedrick. Around to the far wall. Drew Roscoe cycles it back underneath the net of Erlin. And again, this is Nikita Klepov on the near side. Tries to roll up the boards. He's lost that puck to Julius Sari, who flips it back out to neutral ice, and Graydon Jones on it for the Spirit. Roscoe to Barabanov. Otters are changing. Puck on the stick of Zhilkin, then quickly swatted away. Caden Edwards, then back to the captain Trevino, who tosses it back down for an icing that the Otters feel may have been prematurely called. It popped off the end wall behind Shurigan and hit his goal stick after the fact, though. The official is in the process of blowing the whistle. It will be recorded for an icing. 16:34 remaining here in the first. 2 shots on goal. They both belong to the Erie Otters, who, again, as we mentioned during pregame, trying to keep any playoff hopes alive here in the Western Conference. Last place team right now, 41 of them. Points we mean, 17 victories on the year. They move it back up the center ice. And as we mentioned with Chris Lazary, they would love to make Saginaw's path to the playoffs just a little bit harder. Otters have it down low, in behind the net of Stepan Shurigan, who's played every game on this road trip here for Saginaw. Puck back in behind his net. There's a delayed penalty coming. Dimas Zhilkin took a whack. He's going to give one right back to Caden Edwards. There goes Stepan Shurigan to the bench. Otter fans not happy about that one. A slashing call coming up to Erie for a healthy whack on Dimas Zhilkin. And then as Caden Edwards came over, Zhilkin gave him a little cross-check, and there could have been a chance that we skated 4-on-4. It's not going to be the case. Ritter Coombs is the guilty party on the slash. 16:06 here in the first period. Saginaw gets its first opportunity on the IBEW Local 557 power play. This season, just shy of 24%. That's sixth best. They win the opening face-off of the power play, and a shot, they score! Nikita Klepov right off the draw, one back to Barabanov, and Klepov from the top of the right wing circle unleashes a blast past Erliden. It's 1-0 Saginaw on the power play. Just 2 seconds came off the clock on the Ritter-Coombs slashing penalty, and Nikita Klepov is 1 goal closer to tying Cole Perfetti. 36th of the season for the Spirit rookie. Unloads that one low, I believe on the glove hand side of Noah Erliden. He got all of that one for goal number 36 of the year. Saginaw's leader in power play goals as well, as there's an extra pause from the scorer's table. If it stands, it'll be Klepov's 13th power play goal of the year, and they'll drop the puck. Yes, it will. So Saginaw an early 1-0 lead here. Just about 4 minutes into this game. Puck goes back in behind the net of Stepan Shurigan. Off the far wall, Lucas Ambrosio hit by Liam Storch. A long shot from the far boards goes off Shurigan's shoulder and back in behind the Spirit net. Can't be held alive, or it will be held at the Saginaw blue line and fired back in behind the Spirit net. Josh Glavin takes a healthy check. He's on with Tyson Ackerman here as his defensive partner. 11 forwards and 7 defensemen for Chris Lazary today. Otters will take over again. This is Gowan for Tyler Cooper into the circle. A good pad save made by Shurigan. That chance came from exactly on the faceoff dot. They get it out to center, and now Sawyer Schmidt's going to steal. Catch up to the puck, a centering pass. Nearly surprised Liam Storch there. Does not end up as a shot on goal. Spirit have converted on their only shot on goal so far in this game. Liam Storch at center. Spirit lead at 1-0 here, 5 minutes into the first period on a goal from Nikita Klepov on the power play. Here's an opportunity for the Otters back in. McLean Agret walking back high in the offensive zone for the Otters. Battle in front. The shot goes wide of the left skate of Stepan Shurigan. Back to the near boards. Otters walk off the wall again. Drop back to Blake Gowan. He'll hold off the stick of Storch to get a shot off. That's stopped by Shurigan. And he will smother for a faceoff. 14:42 left in this first period. Drew Roscoe untying himself from one of the Otters that was in front. Looks like McLean Agret. And Shurigan already has had to make a number of higher danger opportunities or saves on higher danger opportunities that you may have expected to this point in the game. Defensive zone faceoff will come to Shurigan's left. And again, through the 3 games against Erie coming into this one, only 5 goals against for Stepan Shurigan and a 9.51 save percentage. Drew Roscoe controls back in the Spirit end, sends the puck up the far side wall. It's there for Jacob Kluche, the Winnipeg Jets 7th round prospect, to chase things down, and Tristan Trevino holds off Brody Papoy. This goes back in behind the Otter net. McLean Agret again. Pocket picked, though, by Kluche at the circle. He drops it off for Brody Papoy. Tries to shake a man off. Takes the contact. Drew Roscoe to Jones now. On the near side, let go by Kluche in hopes that Papoy can catch up to it. He's tied up with Jackson Schouten right now, but does get the puck down into the corner for Carson Harmer. Harmer taps the brakes and tries to escape in behind the Erie net. Uses the wall. Up to the top of the zone and cycled right back to him by Brody Papoy. Harmer not expecting it. It gets past him and Drew Roscoe as well. Evan Hedrick of the Otters saw to that. They clear the zone. Down for an icing with 13:44. 1-0 lead for the Saginaw Spirit. Nikita Klepov, his 36th goal of the season. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's given Saginaw a 1-0 lead. We're back to the Erie Insurance Arena in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
This is Drew Roscoe, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
13:44 left in the first period here. from Erie. 1-0. Saginaw's got the advantage on a power play goal from Nikita Klepov. That's put him one away from tying Cole Perfetti for the team's rookie record. James Go off an offensive zone faceoff, tries to slide a puck in front. Tristan Trevino chases it down after it was deflected. Now it ends up in a far side board battle. 2 against 2. The Spirit win it. Klepov high in the zone. Right between the faceoff dots. Doubles back at the left point. Klepov weaving his way on through. Gets through some sticks. He wanted to dish that puck off to Barabanov. The Otters will steal. They'll come back the other way. 3-on-1 down the right side. The shot. They scored. Off the stick of Jake Murray. Off the shoulder of Shurigan. It's 1-1. Well, the Otters do not waste much time, nor do they waste an opportunity. Jake Murray, after Klepov tried to dish that puck over to Igor Barabanov, 6th goal of the season for Murray. And he had all kinds of options. Levi Harper, he played a 3-on-1 as best he could. That is a strong shot from Murray that goes off the shoulder of Shurigan and in. For the even score, just about 7 minutes gone in this first period. Bouncing puck at center. Turned over. Ryan Hanrahan pursuing. He'll steal that puck from Michael D'Alessio and then send it back in behind the Erie net. Callum Hughes can't keep that in front of him, so he'll drop that puck off the far wall. With a lot of speed, they drop it down the left wing and into the offensive zone. Julius Asari, the defenseman, hops up on the rush. Kuzma taken into the boards by Saginaw's Glavin. Puck comes free for Jensen Geldard, who had Saginaw's lone goal against Brantford on Friday night. Puck back to the late point. Alessio shot into traffic. It'll skip wide. Josh Glavin following on in the corner. Puck taken by Ulysses Lombardi. Callum Hughes now on the far wall. Back to the corner. This is Lombardi waiting in front. Now the little stick check there. Kuzma got around Blake Barnes and couldn't swing that puck to the front of the goal. Callum Hughes now at the left point. Now right in front in between the dots. The shot by Lombardi deflects off some bodies. Everybody looking around. It's up in behind the Spirit net as it rainbowed over top of the goal. Puck is picked up by Bodie Stewart. Josh Glavin tied up with an Otter in behind the play. They'll pick themselves up. Blake Barnes threw a good whack by Callum Hughes. Spirit and Otters will both take line changes. Blake Barnes is shut down at the Erie blue line. Brody Papoy on that loose puck. That gets thrown off the stick of Case Kamzik. Up to the near side for Tyler Cooper, second-round pick of the Otters this year. Taken right back again. Erie's in. Here's a chance for Smith and a right pass saved by Shurigan. The rebound tipped high. May have gone off the crossbar. Aiden Smith reverses again for Erie. The Otters surging right now. Here in this tie hockey game, first period about halfway done. Another point shot ramps up off a stick and into the glass behind Shurigan. Otters keep the cycle going. Followed on by Case Kamzik. Off to the near point. Otters walk to the middle. Kamzik on the return pass takes a shot, and that one absorbed into the chest protector of Shurigan. He smothers for a face-off. 11-19 remaining in this first period. A tie hockey game. Bodie Stewart back on the Saginaw bench right now, having a conversation with Chris Lazary. Spirit on their back foot a little bit here, being outshot 8-1 with 11-19 to go in the first. Face off to the glove hand side of Shurigan. Caden Edwards, a chance right to the middle. Great save by Shurigan. They cash into the rebound. Caden Edwards waiting on the goal crease. The net got knocked off. It was after the puck had crossed the goal line. And all of a sudden, the Otters have pounced all over Saginaw here in this first period. They win the draw clean, and Edwards sends it to the middle for a save, or a shot by Luke Plante that's stopped by Stephon Shurigan. He is way out at the edge of his goal crease. The rebound doesn't go where he wanted or anticipated. It ends up in behind as Caden Edwards' 8th goal of the season. Comes 2 minutes after the first Erie goal. That tied the game at 1. Otters are in the driver's seat here to start this first period. A little bit of a challenging start here for the Spirit. An important Sunday afternoon as they fire this puck back in from center. Puck taken by Blake Gowan. Up the wall. Luke Plante again took the initial shot, resulting in the rebound. Slammed home by Edwards. They take over again at center. This is Ritter Coombs to snap it back in behind the net of Shurigan. Otters look like they'll try to keep right on rolling here. Levi Harper on the near side for Saginaw. Caden Edwards takes it away. Bouncing puck in between the Spirit defensive faceoff dots. Klepoff for Ackerman. Tossed up the far wall. Levi Harper lost that puck. It'll be followed on here by Barabanov. Just pokes it over to Dima Zilkin. Down the near wing. Zilkin tries to get a shot away. Good save by Erlin with the right pad. Zilkin taken into the boards after the fact. The puck picked up by Klepoff. High in the zone. Klepoff to the right circle. As Saginaw's lone goal here. They trail Erie 2-1. Levi Harper spinning just inside the offensive blue line. Snaps a shot, and a save is made by Erlin. And the Spirit captain knocked into the netminder after the fact. That's going to cause a little bit of a disturbance between Caden Edwards and Igor Barabanov. They will be separated by the linesman Owen Bennett. Your officials for today's game brought to you by WNEM TV5. Jack Hennigan and Derek Risebrough are the referees. Owen Bennett, whom we just mentioned, Joe Kelbowich are the linesmen. Face off in the neutral zone, just beyond the Erie bench. Carson Harmer's line is out. Jacob Cloutier is going to come back to the bench. He thought he was going with Harmer. Harmer center Sawyer Schmidt and Liam Storch. Again, 11 forwards for Chris Lazary here today. The extra 7th defenseman. So the centers will have to rotate with some different wingers. Puck up the near boards. Into the Spirit end. Harmer comes back. Flips it up where it can be knocked down. Murray on it there for the Otters. McLean Agrette leans in as well. Puck works its way down the boards into the Spirit end. Drew Roscoe finds James Go. Now Carson Harmer up the near side. Looking there for Sawyer Schmidt. Otters deflect that away. Settled by Jackson Schouten. And up the near boards. Intercepted again by James Go. Murray. Hit by Harmer. Puck comes free. Tristan Trevino backhands it ahead and into the skates of Harmer. The puck just pinballing around in the neutral zone right now. Handful of collisions, and they snap it back in behind Shurigan. And a chance off the far wall. That puck got around him. And the Otters tried to take advantage and fire it before he got back to his net. It was a bit of a closer call than it may have initially appeared, and the Spirit will fire that up and into the netting out of play from the neutral zone. In behind Noah Erlin, and it's a stoppage here with 9:17 to go in the first. So a mixed bag that we've seen in this trip so far for Saginaw. Started flat against Niagara, ended up coming back to win that game in a shootout. Had one of their best starts against a really good Brantford team, and obviously that didn't go their way, a 5-1 loss. That will snap their mini 2-game win streak, and it has been all Otters here, with the exception of the Klepoff power play goal. The early goings of this Sunday affair. Otters work their way out of the defensive zone. Puck will be tapped back and collected by Michael D'Alessio. Bump to the middle. Ulysses Lombardi. Now for D'Alessio. At the right circle, taken away by Jensen Geldart. He wanted to find Ryan Hanrahan. Otters take it away in the neutral zone and send it back in behind Stepan Shurigan. He will stick handle and absorb a stick check there as Ulysses Lombardi wanted to knock that away. He knew he had the time. The puck picked up back and behind his net now. Callum Hughes around the far wall here for the Otters. Picks it up just inside the offensive blue line for Erie. D'Alessio, a point shot. Blocker save. Shurigan, the rebound was there. Got stuck up in some equipment. Bodie Stewart for Hanrahan. Moves that puck away of an impending check. And the Otters will take over. It's Andrew Kuzma at center. Tries to get through some Spirit hands, and he does. Kuzma takes the shoulder, removes the puck to D'Alessio down near side. Hughes the shot. That got deflected. It's off the stick of Shurigan. Lavin takes his man into the boards. Puck comes up the near side wall, and there to pick it up again. They drop it off. Kuzma back in behind the net. Looked like he wanted to flip that puck on his paddle and try the lacrosse move. It rolled away. Michael D'Alessio back in behind the Spirit net. I want to try it again. That's not going to go either. Back in behind the net. Lombardi working against the Saginaw defender. Barnes, it's into the blue crease and a save by Shurigan on a chance from close range. 7:42 here in the first. Andrew Kuzma had some ideas on that particular exchange. And in the absence of Erie's leading scorer, Michael Deck, 63 points in 60 games, Andrew Kuzma is their most productive offensive player, 33 points in 62 games, almost evenly split between Kingston and the Erie Otters. You're not going to see too many guys attempt to pull the lacrosse goal. Doesn't happen often, but you can see where they're thinking about it and they go for it. And, well, it's very rare that it tries to happen or that they try it on twice on the same shift. This is back in behind the net of Shurigan. 7:27 to go in the first. Saginaw trailing Erie 2-1. Shurigan's going to knock that down with the goal stick and scoot it off the end wall. 2 Otters, though, to Graydon Jones. Though they do turn the puck back over. And it's picked up by Jacob Kluche at center ice. Cross corner dump it for Kluche into the Erie end. They'll send Brody Popoli in after things. Carson Harmer there to help as well against 2 Otters. Popoli tries to roll out of the pile. Finally be picked up by Harmer as Popoli got dumped down on his wallet. This is Drew Roscoe now. Near side at the point. Graydon Jones giving up high. Harmer over. Jones wide open. One-timer. That one into some bodies and the rebound sent wide. Drew Roscoe in the near corner looking there for Jacob Kluche. On him is Erie's Lucas Ambrosio. Otters will send things back up and lay it up towards neutral ice. Drew Roscoe steps in the way of Case Kamzik and cuts him off before he can get over the Spirit line. Back in the near corner. Puck drifts into Spirit end. Tristan Trevino throws a shoulder against Carson Harmer. Saginaw will see this puck fired back in by Jackson Schouten from the red line. In behind Shurigan it goes. Plant taken into the boards by Roscoe. Helping there is Brody Popoi for the Spirit. Puck swatted up the left point. Now a chance skips its way towards the net. Shurigan makes the save. There was traffic in front, looking for any rebounds. And he'll seal that off for a faceoff. 6:15 to go in the first. 2-1 Erie has the lead, 13-3. Your Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters shots on goal with Erie in the lead. This does not look like the Otter team that lost 10-2 to the London Knights on Friday. This does not look like the Spirit team that held around with the Brantford Bulldogs in the first and second period on Friday night. Here's a chance and a shot. 2 great saves by Shurigan right off the faceoff, and it's Caden Edwards sniffing around again. Loose puck picked up by Levi Harper. Saginaw gets it out to center. Klepov can't wrestle it away from Tristan Trevino. So it's pinned to the wall again. Jilkin finally gets it through, and he snaps it back behind Erliden. Erliden lays down the block to punch the puck back down below the net. And up the wall it comes here for Dima Jilkin. Spun back around. Klepov locks up with Trevino. Barabanov is there. Wheels it around the yellow. Sent all the way back up to the point. James Go can tap it back down. Barabanov takes 2 big hits. The second one up high. Jackson Schouten got him. Here's a chance for Jilkin walking in and shooting, and that one was blocked. Nikita Klepov from the point on the loose puck. Jilkin walking to the middle again. Through some stick checks. Jilkin right to the net. Fakes the chance. Wrap around. That one stuck down by Erliden. Now the puck picked up by Trevino again off the boards. Klepov keeps it alive. It's onto the stick now of Jackson Schouten. And he'll float this puck back to the Spirit blue line where Levi Harper is there. Lost it in front. Costly turnover. Here's Plant into the left wing circle. Drops it back. And the Otters with Crestlights on the bench. The cross-ice pass. Plant fanned on the chance. And he couldn't get that one around Levi Harper. Plant from the wall. Walking again. High in the offensive zone for the Otters. 5:05 to go in the first period. They lead it 2-1. Puck picked up and a shot there by Sari. Pad save. Shurigan rebound. Chance stopped as well as he shuts down D'Alessio. A chest save. Now D'Alessio has it in the offensive zone. The Otters are getting bodies regrouped from the bench now. They're sneaking line changes here in the offensive end. Finally, Klepov just gets that puck out off the wall. Barabanov takes a check. Moves it up the left side. James Go has a step towards the net. A shot. Great save by Erliden. He doesn't know where the puck is. It's right in front of him. And his defensemen help him cover it up. 4:35 to go in the first period. Nearly a breakaway goal for James Go. If Noah Erliden would have moved the muscle, he might have knocked that puck home on himself. Instead, he covers. Late stages of this first period, it's 2-1 Erie. We're back in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Back inside Erie Insurance Arena. Stepan Shurigan has played his best hockey against the Erie Otters so far this season. And that has continued to be true here in the first period on this Sunday evening. 4:27 left in the first period. He's already seen 16 shots. Otters have solved them twice, but had it not been for the play of the Spirit netminder, this game could be out of hand by now. They win an offensive zone faceoff. Ryan Hanrahan will sling it over to Drew Roscoe. As the Spirit have had a couple of decent chances of their own just prior to the media timeout. That shot goes off a body. Broken play. 2-on-1 for the Otters. Agret slides it over. They score! Agret waited until the last second. Yulia Sari hopped up. Shurigan got a piece with the goal stick, but it was not enough. And the Erie Otters lead Saginaw 3-1. For Yulia Sari, again, they take advantage of a broken play. A shot goes off a body, and they've got all the speed coming back. Fourth goal of the season for the defenseman. McLean Agret waited until the absolute last second before dishing that puck over to his counterpart, Sari. And Shurigan lunging over with the paddle. He did get a pretty good chunk of that hockey puck. But it ends up off of that and in the back of the net for a 3-1 Erie lead. 4:13 left in the first period. Jacob Kluche getting a talking to from the official here prior to the faceoff as he's locked up with one of the Otters. Brody Papoy as well. He and Ulysses Lombardi just now untangling from one another as the puck is sent back and behind the net of Shurigan. Blake Barnes up the wall. Kluche turned towards neutral ice. Papoy trying to battle for it there. It skips back into the Spirit end, and Barnes will put Hughes into the wall. Lombardi has his pocket picked by Papoy. He flips the puck back out to center. Jacob Kluche will pursue Lucas Ambrosio. Saginaw tries to force a turnover. The Otters will take it back the other direction again. Andrew Kuzma right up the gut. Here's a chance for Hughes on the delayed pass. That one blocked by a sliding Josh Glavin. Papoy leaves it back in behind the Saginaw net. Glavin taken into the wall by Erie's Hughes. This is Kuzma from the corner. Otters look to go back to work again. Glavin and Harmer trying to hold that puck. Jacob Kluche can't get it out. And the Otters keep things alive to send it back in behind Stepan Shurigan. There's Glavin. Kuzma on him. Takes him to the wall, and he gets some help from Carson Harmer. Now it's Blake Barnes. Saginaw's got to move things the other direction here and fast. Case Kamzik intercepts in the neutral zone. Otters come back down the boards again. Into Blake Barnes they step. Saginaw picks up the puck. It's Brody Papoy to lay it back in. That puck takes a bounce just shy of the wall, and he can get back to the bench on a change. Inside 3 minutes left in this first period. Erie up 3-1. Case Kamzik up the wing, over the line for Ritter Coombs. Backhanded pass into the left wing circle. Good opportunity there. Can't be turned anywhere by Caden Smith. So it's back in behind the Spirit net. Picked up by Nikita Klepov. Fires it back in from the neutral zone. Zilkin's got the step. Erlinen had to play that puck to knock it out of danger. There would have been icing, but Erlinen had to come out and play. He knew Zilkin would have picked things up. Zilkin's got it up the near wall. Spun it back down underneath. Igor Barabanov. From the corner, Ritter Coombs intercepts. This puck is moved back up towards neutral ice and sent back into the Spirit end by Case Kamzik. 2:13 left. Here in the first period, 3-1 Erie. They outshoot Saginaw 17-5. Zilkin takes a healthy check by Caden Edwards in the neutral zone. Those two have gone back and forth a couple of times in this game. James Go ties up with Ritter Coombs, and the Otters put it back behind the Spirit net. Ridden back around. Off the wall on a bounce. Levi Harper can get things back up to neutral ice. Otters regroup. Tristan Trevino on the D-to-D pass. Skated back in by Plant. Was looking for an option. That'll be just snapped back in off the glass and behind Stepan Shurigan. Levi Harper flips the puck back up the center, and it's Tristan Trevino again here in the final 90 seconds of the first period. Caden Edwards bumps it back, intercepted here by James Go. Saginaw might have some numbers the other way. 3-on-2. James Go into the offensive end. That pass gets broken up. Igor Barabanov tried to slide it in front, but nobody in white was home. The Blue Sweaters will send things back the other direction. Plot into the offensive zone, flips it around behind Graydon Jones. James Go crashes in. Tries to take that puck away from Michael D'Alessio, and we got a stoppage and a penalty upcoming. Igor Barabanov can't believe it right now. He's picked up, I believe, a cross-checking call for something behind the play. 1:08 here in the first. First Stormaster Exteriors penalty kill in this game for Saginaw as Barabanov sits on the cross-checking call. I've not gotten a look at the replay. It was behind the puck as it was called. So the Otter power play, 14th in the league at 18.8%. They got a healthy lead in this game, and they can try to add to it. At the neutral zone, they'll have to come back out and regroup after the Spirit fire things on to center. Cooper off the left side. That pass is off the skate of Kuzma. The forechecking of Carson Harmer will force him into a pass he probably didn't want to make. Cooper from Trevino. And back, this is Kuzma. Into the offensive zone for the Otters on the power play. It'll extend into the second unless they find the back of the net. Broken play in front. Step on Shurigan gets run into by Tyler Cooper. Puck back up to the left point. Kuzma looking for Trevino instead. Sends it back down to Cooper. Has to kick that from skate to stick, then back across. Trevino trying to go through the seam. It was broken up by Glavin. Puck in behind the Saginaw net. Kuzma skates on past Callum Hughes. Floats it in front on a bouncer. This is picked up by Roscoe with 18 seconds left in the period. Saginaw shut down in the neutral zone, and Jacob Kluche goes down hard after he tied up with one of the Otters down the left wing. Slow to get back up, I believe, was Kuzma. Trevino wrapped that onto the stick of Drew Roscoe. Ulysses Lombardi back in behind the Spirit net. Maybe one more chance. It's broken up by Josh Glavin. And that's it for the first. Roscoe is locked up behind the play with an Otter. And there's more right in front of the bench. Jacob Kluche and Kuzma are in something of a bear hug right now. And Kuzma's trying to get his money's worth. Kluche goes down on top of him. Gloves stay on, helmets come off. And you had to expect that was going to be the case. Kuzma and Kluche got wrapped up, and we were going to take a look at it during the intermission. There was potential for a slew foot, but it was very hard to tell who was tied up with who. There could have been a penalty on that play. Just the way that the two players went down. As now, Ulysses Lombardi is going to try to take a stick here from Jacob Kluche. Let the Otters go back down the tunnel. Chris Millette is up on the Otter bench, barking for an official. And the Otters will bark at the Spirit as they cross each other to go back down the tunnel. An interesting start to this one. 3-1 Otters at the end of 20 minutes. There are 53 seconds left on an Igor Barabanov penalty. We don't know what others there will be, but there probably will be. 3-1 Otters after 20 minutes. We'll take a break. First intermission report coming up after this here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber. Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today. The disability experts in your community.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Century 21's Signature Realty also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
It's time for your intermission report, brought to you by Raymond.
Welcome back into the Stormmaster Exteriors studio for your first intermission report, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Marin Klein here. Dylan Clark standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. We'll be joined with him in a moment, but first, taking you back through all the action in that first period. And it started off with both teams having some high danger chances right out of the gate. Stepan Shurgin having to step up early to make some big saves for the Spirit.
Luce backhands this off the wall. Callum Hughes will intercept for the Otters. He's going to try to get around Blake Barnes. He's got a step. He takes a shot. And a great save by Stepan Shurgin. First chance that he's seen here in this game. Very dangerous partial breakaway.
In the opening minutes, Erie called for a slash, and Saginaw would head to the power play and wasted absolutely no time. Just 2 seconds in, Igor Barabanov off the faceoff set up Nikita Klepov for the one-timer.
They win the opening faceoff of the power play, and a shot, they score! Nikita Klepov right off the draw, one back to Barabanov, and Klepov from the top of the right wing circle unleashes a blast past Erlinen. It's 1-0 Saginaw on the power play.
Klepov inching just one goal closer to Perfetti's record of those 37 goals for a Spirit rookie. However, after that Klepov goal, the game would turn, and it would be all Erie. Starting just 3 minutes after Klepov's goal, a turnover from the Spirit led to an Erie 3v1, and Jake Murray put the Otters up on the board.
The Otters will steal. They'll come back the other way. 3-on-1 down the right side. The shot, they scored! Off the stick of Jake Murray. Off the shoulder of Shurgin, it's 1-1.
Exactly 2 minutes after Murray's goal, a face-off, Luke Plant would take a shot saved by Shurgin, who came far out of his net, and it would be Caden Edwards at the back door to give the Otters the lead. Now after that, Otters stay in control, the Spirit trying to push back. There was a high-quality breakaway chance for James Go in the final minutes as the Spirit tried to make a push.
Barabanov takes a check, moves it up the left side. James Go has a step towards the net, a shot. Great save by Erlinen. He doesn't know where the puck is. It's right in front of him, and his defensemen help him cover it up.
Only 5 Saginaw shots to Erie's 17 in that first period, and Erie ending it. A broken play, and the Otters brought the puck down the ice. McLean Argret to Yuli Sari, putting Erie up 3-1 in the final minutes.
Broken play, 2-on-1 for the Otters. Agret slides it over, they score! Agret waited until the last second. Julius Sari hopped up. Shurgin got a piece with the goal stick, but it was not enough. And the Erie Otters lead Saginaw 3-1.
In the final minute, a cross-checking call on Barabanov, sending the Spirit to the penalty kill, and a bit of chaos after that final whistle, something that we'll chat about with Dylan when we come back. But that's all the action from the first period. Erie up over the Spirit 3-1. When we come back, we'll be joined by Dylan to break down some more of that action. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Soak up the stillness of winter on glistening trails, or glide along an outdoor ice rink. Take charming carriage rides through snowy streets. Embrace the magic of the season and warm up with comfort food and handcrafted beverages. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Your active life depends on healthy muscles, bones, and joints. When pain arises, My Michigan Health is your go-to place. Our comprehensive musculoskeletal team offers the latest in surgical and non-surgical treatments and includes experts in specialized orthopedics and sports medicine. Whether your pain originates from your knee, hip, hand, elbow, shoulder, ankle, or foot, our experts can help. With more than 50 providers across 21 locations in central and northern Michigan, we're dedicated to keeping you active. Learn more at mymichigan.org/MSK.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Hi, this is Graydon Jones, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Welcome back in to your first intermission report, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Marin Klein here in the Stormmaster Exterior Studio. And we are joined now by Dylan Clark in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. And Dylan, not exactly a first period, I think, at least we expected. I'm sure some fans might be a little bit surprised by it. And before this game, you talked with Coach Lazary, and he said all the things he liked, the speed of the team in that Brantford game. Doesn't seem like that's something we're seeing tonight, a little bit of a different team.
You're exactly right. We've seen such polar opposites and such extremes here on this road trip so far. I mean, it's fascinating to watch. And again, it illustrates a number of things. It illustrates, I think, the time of year it is for the Spirit. It's late. It's 63 out of 68. It illustrates that it's a group of young hockey players that, 16-year-old hockey players are not always the most consistent. They can have great games some nights, and then they can really struggle in the next game for really seemingly no reason. I mean, that's the way that players are at this age, in this league, in this level. I mean, that's the way it goes, right? But at the same time, I mean, this was a very surprising start to this hockey game for Saginaw. It looked like everything was going to be okay after the Klepov goal, but things have really gotten almost out of hand here at the end of the first 20 minutes. And again, there's so much time still left in this game, but there are probably some sideways glances being given to one another in the dressing room right now, because that looked nothing like the team that held Brantford to what they did in that game on Friday. And you mentioned Chris Lazar during Coach's Corner. He focused on and really praised his team's checking, their tracking, meaning how they're watching and following the Otter players back into their own zone. They're arriving, the timing of where things go in the offensive zone, and they're defending. None of those things have really been hitting for more than a couple of seconds at a time for the Spirit. It's been a slow and kind of a passive first. And again, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, all right, it's the last game of a long road trip late in the season, sure. But this is a bit of a head scratcher of the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, and I want to talk. We talked so much. Michael Deck being out, a huge story going into this game, but some Erie players, Edwards, Kuzma, guys have really stepped up for the Otters. Just what have you seen from them? Because I think the Spirit might not have been ready for what they were seeing from these guys.
No, and this is we said it during pregame, right? Like, the Otters are probably not going to miss to make the playoffs this year, right? I mean, the odds are very much against that. They have to pretty much win out. They absolutely have to win out. They need some help as well. If they lose this game against Saginaw, that's total mathematical elimination. So they're fighting for some pride in that sense of it. But, I mean, we've seen it so far. These two teams don't like each other. If they can make Saginaw's path to the playoffs just a little bit more inconvenient, they're going to do it. And that's the way they've come out here in this first game. It's fun to play the role of the underdog and the agitator, especially when it's going well. And that's what the Otters have done here in this first period. They've looked fantastic in a lot of facets. It's a team that, when you go back and you look at the highlights from their 10-2 loss to London on Friday, the Otters looked in the defensive zone a lot like the way Saginaw looks in the defensive zone right now. Slow, pretty passive, timid. They're not willing to make hits. And, I mean, we saw how that game went for London against Erie. Now, is this game going to go the same way? Hard to tell. Probably not, but you never know. But, this looks like a complete 180 on this Erie team. Caden Edwards has been really driving play. Luke Plant, we've said his name a lot here in that first period. Same for McLean Agret and Andrew Kuzma. Those guys have set the tone. They've set the pace here for the Otters, and it's led to 17 shots on goal.
Yeah, a really big period for the Otters. And lastly, Dylan, before we let you go, we saw it on Thursday against Niagara. We've seen it plenty from this team this season. They have the ability to turn it around. They have the ability to have the comeback. What do they need to do now to get that?
They probably need to just take a deep breath, to be completely honest with you. They might be a little bit, again, we're speculating a little bit here because we're not down in the dressing room, and they might not be concerned at all. And they might come out here in the second period and show us that we had no reason to be concerned either. But the small things, the devil's in the details, right? Those hits, the way they're tracking, the way they're paying attention to the details in the defensive zone, those have to drastically improve. And as soon as they do, we'll start to see things go the other way. The shining example, and again, we're being probably more critical than we normally are here during an intermission report. But, look at the way that Brody Papoy played in that first period. He was hitting anything he could get his hands on. His compete level is a lot of the time unmatched on this hockey club, or matched by few is probably better to say. If you could get a team full of Brody Papoys right now, that would help Saginaw get back into things. And you know what? I've not often been a relier of signs or karma or mojo, but you know what, Maren? We're talking about what can help Saginaw here in the second period, and Whitney Houston is playing inside Erie Insurance Arena. So maybe some positive mojo there. I don't know. Hopefully that indicates a better second period coming up for Saginaw.
Hey, Dylan, we will take all of that positive mojo.
And I did not bribe anybody to do that either.
Well, Dylan, thanks so much for joining us. We'll hear you back on the call shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll check in on some out-of-town scores across the OHL when we come back. You're listening to Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Hi, this is James Go, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM, WSGW.
Welcome back into the Raymond Intermission Report. Empower your purpose. Finishing it out, we're going to check some scores out of town around the OHL, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. 3 games already complete. Niagara at Brantford, each team having a goal in the third, but that second period surge gave the Bulldogs the 6-4 win. Sudbury at North Bay, Liram Amandowski had himself a day, a hat trick to propel the battalion to a 3-1 victory. Oshawa at Kingston, Luke Posthumus and Brooks Ranowski third period goals. They closed in on Kingston's lead, but they could not complete the comeback as the Frontenacs would take a 3-2 win. Peterborough at Ottawa still going on. Aiden Young had a goal 40 seconds into the game to give the Petes the lead, but 2 goals from the 67s gave them back their lead, and they're leading 4-3 going into the final frame. And lastly, Kitchener at Windsor, 1-3 in the West, finishing out the first frame. Caden Harvey, a goal for Windsor, but Cameron Reed tying it up for the Rangers. They're tied as they head into the first intermission. And now, going into the second period, we'll get you back to Spirit Hockey with Dylan out in Erie. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Welcome back to Erie for the start of the second period. 3-1, the Erie Otters have the lead on Saginaw. The Spirit are shorthanded to start. They take control off the opening face-off here, the second, and Drew Roscoe sends it back in. The Erie goaltender, Noah Erliden. Barabanov is in the box for cross-checking. 40 seconds left on the Erie power play. They'll weave their way in. Fired back around. McLean Agrette snaps it back in behind the net of Shurian. Jilkin trying to clear there. Comes off the body. Here's a chance for Klepov. Short-handed. Tries to curl it back. Goes into the right circle. Surrounded by blue jerseys. A shot and a glove save made by Erliden. He's going to drop that puck to keep it moving. Boy, would that have been a dandy for Klepov to tie Perfetti. He'll stay at 36 goals, and the score stays 3-1. Otters back in, down the right side. Dying seconds, 10 to go on the power play. It's intercepted by Jilkin. Here could be a chance, back the other direction. Jilkin over the offensive blue line, drops it off now. Klepov, left circle, curling, drag, snaps his shot, never got to the net. Blocked by a sea of sliding Otters. And they will be back at center ice. Barabanov is out of the box. Saginaw has killed its first Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in this game. Tyson Ackerman up towards neutral ice. Flips it back in, runs into a logjam. Julius Sari is hit by Klepov. And Ackerman on this puck from center. He snaps it back in off the stick of Caden Edwards. Saginaw's Klepov takes over. Barabanov has to touch up. Klepov goes back to the bench on a line change. And Ackerman slides it back in. Where the goaltender Erliden will drop things off for Julius Sari. Otters go to the air. This is Jones on a bouncing puck. That settles its way back into the Spirit end. Jones is taken into the boards. Plante throws it in front. It's intercepted by Jones. And he quickly guns it out of danger for Carson Harmer. Off an Erie skate. Sawyer Schmidt gets tripped up, lost the puck there. And we put off the wall by Julius Sari, and this is Plante on the near side, gets hit by Brody Papoy. Walks towards the middle, finding Sawyer Schmidt now. Gets the legs moving right between the dots. Here's Schmidt, the shot in traffic, tipped on goal, and a save by Erliden as he shuts down that deflection from Papoy. Up the near wing, Braden Jones puts it back into the corner. Papoy taps the puck along, looking for Carson Harmer. Plante can't intercept for the Otters. It'll be pulled away off the wall. Michael DeLessio up for Caden Edwards, but it's quickly swept aside. Good active stick by Saginaw's Levi Harper. DeLessio gets it again. Takes a heavy hit there from Brody Papoy. And Schmidt laid down on top of him as well. Papoy gets it poked away at the Otter blue line. Otters will take over. Julius Sari. Ritter Coombs in the neutral zone. Snaps it in. Blocker save by Stepan Shurgan on that shot that came from outside the zone. 2.5 gone here in the second period. Puck up the near wall. This is Ryan Hanrahan. Saginaw trails Erie 3-1. That puck leaks in over the line, and there's a hit as an Otter skated into Brody Papoy. He's going to get a penalty here. 17-19 to go in the second, and an interference call. In case Kamzik is going to get windshield to windshield with Brody Papoy. Jacob Cloutier and Andrew Kuzma have just been released from the box on their offsetting minor penalties for roughing. We'll try to get a look at this replay as Papoy took a piece out of Jake Murray. He'll be tagged for the interference call as they were skating in opposing paths. So Saginaw back to the Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill. And we were talking about we were hoping for more guys playing like Brody Papoy. That had been true for the early goings of the shift until that particular exchange. Saginaw back to the PK off the draw. Tyler Cooper has it in the offensive zone. The Otters see that swatted aside. Nikita Klepov had some pretty decent shorthanded chances on that last Erie power play. He's going to try to pick Trevino's pocket back behind the Otter net. No dice. Fired back away by Saginaw's Glavin. He's out. Klepov goes back to the bench as the Spirit clear the puck. Barabanov comes on. He, Jilkin, Barnes, and Glavin, the Spirit penalty killers. Kuzma into the offensive end for Erie. This is Hughes in the left wing corner. Wraps it around the boards and behind Shurigan. Tristan Trevino, right shot defenseman. The Otter captain fires it back in from the point. Back below the Spirit goal line it comes and kicks all the way back around Kuzma. To the center point again, Trevino. Far side circle. This is Callum Hughes. Back to Trevino. Back to Kuzma. Center point shot blocked away by Shurigan. Comes back off the wall. Now a penalty coming as Glavin gets into an Otter. Delayed call. There goes Erlinen. It'll be a 5-on-3 coming up here as the Otters send that one wide on the Trevino chance. It'll rim all the way back around. That's a fortunate break for Saginaw. Kill more time off of this. 57 seconds left on the Brody Popoy penalty. Barabanov faked like he was going to touch it. And the Otters are going to have to fire it back in on Shurigan, who touches there for the stoppage. It's going to be a cross-checking call to Glavin. That was next level from Igor Barabanov. He knows he wants to get more time off the clock, so Saginaw's got to spend less of this time on a 5-on-3. He faked everybody out. Everybody thought he did touch the puck, but he didn't. He leans on his stick as the puck is passing underneath it. It took a beat for everybody to realize what had happened. So Josh Glavin sits on a cross-checking penalty after he got into one of the Otters back in behind the net. 16:06 left in this second period. And this is a fork-in-the-road opportunity for sure. The Otters can cash in here with a power play goal. They would be in the driver's seat for sure. Here's a shot through traffic. That one stopped by Shurigan. Jackson Shout may have gotten a piece of it. And it comes all the way back out to neutral ice. McLean Agret into the offensive zone for Erie. Just inside the left wing circle. Slides it over. Kuzma can't one-time it from the right dot. Back to Tristan Trevino. He switches spots with McLean Agret. Sends it over. Kuzma now right circle. Agret is the point man. Walking in. Takes a shot blocked by Carson Harmer. Comes around to the near boards. This is Tyler Cooper. Waiting over. Kuzma one-timer. Fanned on it. Back behind the Spirit net. Jackson Shout plays it along. Harmer steals up the far side boards. He's the only Spirit player in the zip code. He takes a long path out to the neutral zone. Weaves his way in. Short-handed. 5 against 3. He takes the puck to the net himself. He can't get untied from the Otter defenseman, but he has forced Noah Erlinen to make a save and cover. So some interesting efforts here. Give Harmer a lot of credit for that. That was a bit dicey, bit of a risk, given the score, given the situation, but he's run the clock all the way down to just 1 second left on the Brody Popoy penalty for interference. 1:14 remaining on the Josh Glavin cross-checking call. Some shot blocks in front of Stepan Shurigan. We praised Carson Harmer's shot blocking on Friday night in Brantford. He's got a pretty decent one here on the PK against Erie tonight. Brody Popoy is out of the box. The Otters take the defensive zone faceoff. Michael DeLessio up the near side. This will be picked up by Gowan. He snaps it back in behind Shurigan's net. 5 minutes gone here in the second period. It stays 3-1. Otters have 57 on the power play still. Gowan to DeLessio, down into the right wing corner. Callum Hughes rolls up the boards. He's hounded there by Blake Barnes. Ryan Hanrahan can't cut that puck off. Here's a chance from the point. A shot stopped by Shurigan. As that one came off the stick from very long range, it was Gowan who let it go. 14:49 here in period 2. Stays a 3-1 game, down to 43 seconds left on the Glavin penalty. And Shurigan seems to have dialed things back in. He's been the busiest goaltender in the Ontario Hockey League this season by a long shot. This is game 54 that he's appeared in. This is Saginaw's 63rd of the season. Face off in the left wing circle for the Otters in the offensive end. Hughes out with Hedrick, Lombardi, DeLessio, and Gowan on this power play unit. Broken play right in front of Shurigan off the draw. They don't get a shot away. Michael DeLessio is able to keep the puck alive, send it cross ice. This is Gowan. Bouncing puck along the boards. 30 on the penalty to Josh Glavin. Otters walk off the wall towards the middle. Here's a chance. DeLessio, left circle, snaps a shot. That's blocked by Roscoe. Loose change is collected by Hanrahan. Dusts it off and snaps it down the ice off the corner boards. And Noah Erliden wheels out to smack it back down out of danger with the goal stick as well. Ulysses Lombardi up the near side. Forcing wide on Drew Roscoe. Goes back in behind the Spirit net. Roscoe tries to use that range. Keep him there. Lombardi in the corner now. Hassled by Roscoe. Jacob Kluche comes down for the Spirit. Evan Hedrick is there for the Otters and pulls the puck back off the wall. Out of the box is Glavin. They've killed it off. DeLessio flips the puck up, spins it around, takes a shot. That hit Jensen Geldard up high. Puck comes back in behind the Spirit net again. Lombardi battles for it. Otters stay set up in the offensive zone. Michael DeLessio, cross ice. One-timer. Shurigan got cleaned out. He never got a chance to make the save. The puck goes wide. There were two bodies right in front of him. Here's Jensen Geldard trying to break through. Pokes the puck. Partial breakaway for Kluche. He's hassled on his way through. Evan Hedrick hit him. He didn't get a clean shot away. Now Jacob Kluche snaps it back around for Jensen Geldard on the far boards. Backhanded high. Tyson Ackerman. Now to Levi Harper. A head fake in the right wing circle. Harper wheels back around. Drifting his way back up high. Four bodies right in front of Noah Erliden. Pass in towards the slot. Broken up. Bodie Stewart can't get it back. This is Plante back the other way for the Otters. Shouldered by Levi Harper. And Caden Edwards turns it onto the stick of Bodie Stewart. Ritter Coombs dives to keep the puck alive, but it's picked up here by Bodie Stewart. Back into the offensive end. Stewart finds Harmer to the wing. Sends it looking for the late man, and that'll bounce all the way back out to center ice. Blake Barnes up for Harmer. Off the right skate of Bodie Stewart and back in behind the Otter goal. 12:50 left in the second period. Some big penalty kills for the Spirit. Keep it 3-1. Here's a chance. Sawyer Smith from the bench. That'll be backhanded high. It was Klepov, rather. And off the glass it goes for Ritter Coombs to throw it out to center ice. Josh Glavin on it for Saginaw. Plante pokes it away from him. Takes Glavin into the boards. Klepov has to come back, play defense now. And a point shot from the Otters goes into some bodies. Kicked at by Josh Glavin. He skates it into the offensive zone, or he wanted to. He'll give it there for Klepov into the circle. Drops it off, back to Glavin between the dots. He gets handcuffed by Ritter Coombs. Back up for Plante. Towards the middle. Barnes got taken down, and offside is called. That could have been an interference penalty that will send us to a break. Looks like we'll stay at 5-on-5 here. Early goings of the second period, 3-1 Erie. We're back in a moment here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW. Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
12-12 here in the second period. 3-1 the Erie Otters lead Saginaw. They've outshot them 21-7 here in the hockey game, but the tide slowly turning. Some more positives here for Saginaw in this middle period. They've killed off two massive penalties, really three, including the overlapping one for Igor Barabanov in the first. Face-off comes in the neutral zone just outside the penalty boxes. Klepov and Zhilkin help it back. James go to Levi Harper, and the puck snapped off of Callum Hughes at center. Otters go back to chase it in their own end. Ulysses Lombardi coughs the puck up off the skate of Levi Harper. Klepov is there along the boards. Sends it back down. It's intercepted and pulled to the forehand here by the Otters in neutral ice. Callum Hughes now into the offensive end. Gets drilled by Dima Zhilkin. More or less tackled, and the shot gets blocked. Kuzma now turning around and sending that one up over the crossbar. Off the glass, it's settled down by Klepov. He picks this puck up. Gets up to his own blue line there for Barabanov. Wanted to sweep it to the middle for Zhilkin, but they couldn't connect. And now we got to stop it to the penalty. 11:33 here in the second period. And Zhilkin's going to get an extra swat from one of the Otters on the way to the penalty box. They lock up. It's Ambrosio. And Zhilkin's gotten the initial penalty, a boarding call. That could not have been from the initial hit. Zhilkin came on back. It was an open ice hit. He chased the Otter player down. He landed on top of him and ended up surfing on him for a little bit. Then there's a collision up in the neutral zone. And somewhere along the way, we picked up a boarding call. So Shilkin in the box for boarding. Saginaw back to the Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill for the 4th of the game. Puck fired up and out. Erliden will knock it down. Michael DeLessio on the Otter power play again. Didn't get a lot of opportunities last night against London, 0 for 1. Jacob Kluche trying to duck past DeLessio. Otters go off the corner boards. This is picked up by Luke Plant. Up towards center ice. Stick whack there by Kluche. Plant is in, dances through, tries to get past Glavin. Lowers the shoulder, puts it in front. Toe save by Shurigan. They score on the rebound. It came right back in front to Jake Murray. And the Otters lead it 4-1 on a power play goal. .59 here in the second period. Plant took that puck to the ice, or to the net rather, with a whole heap of steam, and he just trying to toss it in front. Didn't end up really being a shot on goal. It would have been. Shurigan had to kick it out. But unfortunately for him and for the Spirit, he kicked it right onto the tape of Jake Murray. He's got his second goal in this hockey game, 7th of the season. The Otters cash in on the power play. And again, we'll get an opportunity to look at it when we have a moment. I don't know exactly what hit Zilkin incurred the boarding penalty on. But this puck is flipped back in behind Noah Erliden. Saginaw trails 4-1. High in the offensive zone, Levi Harper tries to weave his way down the wall. Throws it in front, and a save made by Erliden on a strange flat angle try. This one back up the center. Cam Zing is hit by Levi Harper. Geldart comes in. Lays the body on Tyler Cooper. Otters regroup. This is Smith to fire it back in behind Shurigan. Harper is there. Takes it away from Tyler Cooper. James Go up the wall. Klepp off the bump to the middle. Jensen Geldart on the backhand pass. Up to Ryan Hanrahan. One-on-one. Takes his shot. That goes wide on the glove side. Levi Harper can't keep it alive. Smith pokes it out past James Go. Go will pull it back and make the steal, and now he leads the charge back in for Saginaw. Go was over the line. The drop pass. Here's Klepp off the shot. Great save by Erliden with the blocker. Back the other way they come. Otters up 3-on-2 into the offensive zone. Turned in front and intercepted by James Go. Off the far wall. Hanrahan redirects it to the middle. It'll be picked up by Klepp on a 2-on-1 with Jensen Geldart. Klepp down the wing. Phones it in front. He can't find Geldart. Off the boards. This is Jones. Saginaw trying to keep the puck in the offensive zone. Brody Papoy sends it cross ice. Picked up off the wall. Jensen Geldart hunting forward against Julius Sari. Brody Papoy tries to come help out. Otters take it away. Callum Hughes throws it back towards the Otter bench. They can't get in cleanly with possession. A logjam just inside the Spirit blue line. Barabanov up for Nikita Klepov. Can't dance through 2 Otters. He's got to go back to the bench. Chris Lazary looks like he's shaking up the lines here in the second period. Kuzma picks things up back in the defensive zone for Erie. Kluche forechecking him heavily. They send Barabanov too. Can't force the steal. Julius Sari up the near side for the Otters. Snaps it back in. Shurigan back in behind. He wanted to play that puck. It bounced off the boards. Brody Papoy pocket picked by Hughes. But the Otters are offside. 8:50 left in this second period. Brody Papoy and Jacob Kluche look like they're flanking Igor Barabanov right now. Saginaw looking for some answers here. They trail Erie 4-1. Just 5 games left in the regular season here for Saginaw after this one. 2 against the Sioux Greyhounds, 2 against the Sarnia Sting, 1 against the Flint Firebirds. All divisional matchups. And as this puck is flipped back in behind Noah Erliden, again, the hope is that season finale against Sarnia doesn't impact the standings. Barabanov gets drilled in the corner by Gowan. Puck is picked up on the far wall. Kluche looking for Glavin. This one taken away. Jake Murray up to center ice. Puck taken down the wing by Evan Hedrick. He stops up in the offensive zone for the Otters, looking for the late man Ambrosio. He has to knock that puck down out of midair. Cross ice pass gets deflected off the glass. Now along the boards, Drew Roscoe Looking for Papoy, reels it in. Oh, Ambrosio wanted to clean him out. Papoy lost the puck, though. And here's Kluche drifting back in his own end. Glavin from center. Gets to the blue line and flips it back in behind the net of Erliden. Saginaw gets a line change. 7:54 here in the second period. Off the boards it goes. James Go at center. McLean Agrette wants to steal from him. Jake Murray forces the issue as well. Bodie Stewart leans in. Puck stapled to the wall. Harmer wheels it out. He finds Jilkin down the right wing. Snaps a shot. Blocker save Erliden. The rebound is handled. Goes back into the corner. Puck is picked up by Luke Plant. Out to center ice. Otters let it roll slowly in on Stepan Shurigan, who snaps it up with the glove and hangs on. 7:28 here in the second period. And Blake Barnes is locked up with one of the Otters. Looks like Plant back in behind the net. Dimas Jilkin with one of the better chances for Saginaw in this period. He knew that he didn't have too much time to let that puck go. Shooting in stride. A blocker saved by Noah Erliden, and as has been the case for the majority of Saginaw's chances, not much in the way of rebounds. They get cleared to the boards pretty quickly. 6-game scoring streak for Jilkin snapped in Brantford on Friday. Saginaw clears out of the defensive zone. This one up the near side. Carson Harmer steps into Tristan Trevino. Puck chopped up to neutral ice. Plant wants to dance around James Go. That's swatted away. Jackson Schouten intercepted again now by Bodie Stewart. This is Carson Harmer. Off the left side. Hits the trailer. Jilkin, lots of room. Fakes the shot, takes that one, and it goes off the skate of Jackson Schouten. Rebound goes around. Harmer, the chance of the one-timer by Jones. He fanned on it. Now here come the Otters on a 2-on-1. Plant down the right side with Harmer hauling back, and a great save by Shurigan with the pad. Puck is picked up by James Go. Now up the near side. Jilkin can't settle that puck down. It goes off. His skate is going to get around Jackson Schouten, though. Jilkin gets a delayed call coming here. Schouten threw the shoulder up high on Jilkin. The arm of the official comes up, and Jilkin is doubled over right now. 6:41 to go in the period. Saginaw's going to head to the power play. I'm not sure if they'll have their captain available for it. High sticking is the penalty to Schouten. As he'll go take a seat. Schouten believes it could have been a phantom call. From our angle up here, it looked like the shoulder of Schouten was what caught Jilkin, but he's back on the bench. 4-minute double minor. Saginaw on a long power play. Well, we just got to look at the replay. And looks can be deceiving because not only did the stick come up and hit Dimas Jilkin in the face, I believe it hit him so hard that it started to flex a little bit. So we'll hope that the captain is all right. Saginaw's second IBEW Local 557 power play here in this game. They will start a different-looking unit. It's hand-to-hand with Harmer, Kluche, Klepov, and Barabanov. He's got it. Barabanov takes the shot. That one deflected wide. Now put back in front. Jilkin's come on after the faceoff was taken by Harmer. The Otters clear. And the usual power play members are on. Harmer just took the draw and hopped back off. Or hand-to-hand, rather. This is picked up now by Klepov. Kluche up the right side. Trying to drive in. Early in this long 4-minute double minor. Barabanov into the right circle. This is Nikita Klepov, top of the offensive end. Barabanov back to Klepov. Pulls it out of his skates. Barabanov again with Harmer in front. Barabanov's shot gets blocked. This is Jilkin to chase it down to the far wall. Gets a little whack there from Tyler Cooper, and the Otters clear. Back in behind the net of Shurigan again. Erie gets a line change, fresh penalty killers. Igor Barabanov drops it off at his own blue line. Skated into by Jilkin, into the offensive zone. Finds Jacob Kluche. Off the skate of Barabanov, and it escapes out to center. He'll recover. Up to Jilkin, near side. Jacob Kluche backhands it in. Jilkin's got to get in after it. Be interested to see what kind of repairs he needed back on the Spirit bench. Otters clear, down to 2:43 here on the double minor. Jackson Schouten in the box on the high sticking penalty. Shurigan has to dance away from the forechecking of Callum Hughes. 1-for-1 on the IBEW Local 557 power play in this game. Barabanov gets a good shot at center ice from Coombs. Hanrahan gave it away. Short-handed breakaway. Hughes from the neutral zone against Shurigan. Stops up. He can't get his shot away. Levi Harper came back and made the defensive play. Now the chance wrapped around in front. Stopped by Shurigan. James Go. Cross-ice pass. Here's Hanrahan down the left side. Drops it back for Brody Papoy. Papoy along the wall. 2:05 on the power play. Hanrahan behind the net. Walks to the near side. This is James Go up high. Towards the middle of the ice. Drops it back. Here's Papoy. Right circle. Down to the goal line. Hanrahan sweeps it and scores! It's a power play goal for Ryan Hanrahan. Boy, did he ever make up for it. 4:35 to go in the second, and Saginaw makes it 4-2. That's got to be a tense skate back over to the Spirit bench. Ryan Hanrahan, a bit of a turnover, you might say, in the neutral zone. He was bailed out by Levi Harper, who helped to shut down the Callum Hughes breakaway. You want to make up for a mistake and get back on your coach's good graces? Well, how about you score on the same shift that you make the blunder? That's what Hanrahan does. And boy, was that a timely goal. The Spirit rookie scored his first OHL goal against the Erie Otters. He's got his third one against the Otters here tonight on a power play. And the Spirit are very much back in this hockey game. Now that will take away the other penalty of shouting. Hanrahan stays back out here. He's in with Klepov and Jensen Geldart. This puck up the near sidewall. Gret turned it over. Here's Hanrahan again. Makes his way through the near side. Klepov couldn't get the one-timer to go. Julius Sari had him marked. Up to the near point. James Go. Fresh from the bench. It's Dima Zilkin. Sweeps a shot. Save made. Rebound. Geldart scores! A wide open net. Erliden sent the rebound right to Jensen Geldart. Just seconds after the Hanrahan goal. Saginaw makes it 4-3. And the youngsters that Chris Lazary talked about pregame doing the job. Four minutes left in the period. And the man had just gotten on the ice from the bench, Dima Zilkin. He hops on. He's hollering for James Go to give him the puck. From the top of the left circle, just get it to the net. Zilkin fires it off the pad of Erleman. And waiting to clean up the rebound, that's Jensen Geldart. Goals in back-to-back games for him. 4 points in his last 6 hockey games now. 5th of his OHL career for Jensen Geldart. And it's a 1-goal contest. Down the right side, Bodie Stewart's back into the offensive end for Saginaw. Late stages of the second period. And a very different looking hockey game. Here's Carson Harmer. A point shot tipped on goal. Erliden makes the save. Ackerman taken into the boards by Blake Gowan. Zilkin, little reverse hit there. Up the near side. Zilkin walks off the wall. Rolling puck given away. It's reeled back in by Lombardi. Zilkin trying to get it back. But the Otters flip it back out to neutral ice. And this is Ackerman. Ulysses Lombardi handcuffs Bodie Stewart. 3:20 left in the second period. All of a sudden, it's a 1-goal game. After Saginaw trailed 4-1, it's 4-3. Do they have another Niagara performance in them? They've not done it yet. Lombardi, cross-corner dump in for the Otters. This is Tyson Ackerman for Saginaw to Sawyer Schmidt. And Otter blows a tire. Schmidt's going to take advantage. 3 against 3, they hit the line. Kluche down the right side. Hits the trailer. It's Barabanov. Shoots and he put it off the goal post. 2 inches away from a tie hockey game. Instead, the puck out to center. Barnes over to Josh Glavin and sent back in behind Erliden. Sawyer Schmidt taken away from him. This puck down below the goal line. Kuzma's tied up with Barabanov. Schmidt follows on. In front for Kluche. Great save made by Erliden. On the one-time try from 30 feet. This one's gotten back out to center. Josh Glavin backhands it up. Igor Barabanov with numbers in. Barabanov near side. Kluche looking to go backdoor. Couldn't be tapped in by Schmidt. Otters come back the other way. It's a track meet now for Ritter Coombs. Down the right side with Smith. Gets it in front. Smith, the backhander. He scores. Caden Smith slips one through Shurigan, and it's 5-3 Erie. Well, the good feelings don't last too long for Saginaw, do they? End-to-end rushes abound. And on that 2-on-1, it had to be a perfect pass. from Tyler Cooper down the right side. Lands it perfectly on the blade of Smith. He's playing in just his 7th game on the season, his first OHL goal. Pretty darn big one here. Give the Otters back their 2-goal cushion. It's 5-3. This one snapped up the right side. Jensen Geldart takes a body back into the corner behind Stepan Shurigan. Otters on it. Tyler Cooper up the near side boards. Backhanded out to center. Jackson Schouten wheels it over, and the Otters fire it back in on Shurigan. A blocker save. The rebound taken by Levi Harper. Into the offensive zone. Harper hits the late man. Klepov into the circle. Takes a shot. He put it off the goal post. 2 posts in the last 2 minutes for Saginaw. Otters race up ice. Down the right wing. Ritter Coombs hits the break. Sweeps it in front. That goes off a body and into the blue crease and out the other side. This is back in behind Shurigan's net. 90 seconds left in the period. This one comes back in behind the Saginaw goal. Coombs taken into the boards by Klepov. Plant hit there by James Go. Doing what he can to maintain body position. Boy, did Harper ever get a whack right there. He's going to get another one here from Plant. Harper's saying, what do I have to do to get a penalty? This puck is flipped back out and all the way down into the Otters' end. No icing. Julius Sari. Forecheck by Jensen Geldart. Michael D'Alessio up the near side. Ritter Coombs angles this back in behind the net of Shurigan. Plant, little reverse hit there on Harper. They both go down. And Plant's going to give an extra whack, and Harper may have gotten his stick up high on Plant. He did. 48.4. Not only is this going to be a penalty, that could very well be the game for Levi Harper. 48.4 seconds left in the period. We'll figure out, as Plant's going to go as well, we'll figure out what happens here. Back in a moment to close out the second here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at garberchesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Hi, this is Dima Zhilkin, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
4 seconds left in the second period. And a little dust up in the corner between Luke Plant and Levi Harper. Now, they've been going back earlier than these actual 2 penalties. Plant and Harper will take offsetting minor penalties. Thought for a moment there was the opportunity for Harper to have made contact on a slash to the face of Plant. Now, had that happened, we haven't gotten a look at the replay yet. Had that have happened, he would not be in this hockey game right now. So the head of Plant snapped back. They've given high sticking and roughing penalties. We'll see. Hedrick here, as we're at 4-on-4. He's going to steal from Barabanov and take him to the net. Shurigan makes a pad save. Just stretched out there to stop that one. Barabanov the other direction. Nikita Klepov chases after this puck on the shoot-in. Does not bounce the way he anticipated, so he can't get there first. Otters go up the near wall. Hughes, here's a chance for Hedrick. He might have a lane on James Go, who forces him wide and takes a shot. Stopped by Shurigan. Dima Zhilkin and Michael D'Alessio locked up now in the interim. 11.7 to go in the second. That is great situational awareness from James Go coming back. He knew that he had the speed to force Evan Hedrick wide. Hedrick was behind James Go, but he was pretty much in the face-off dot lane. So that means that Hedrick is going to have to make his way towards the net. So James Go doesn't necessarily have to catch up with him. He's just got to keep applying that pressure from that angle. And he's also got to cover a pass for the lane man that was coming. Go did both of those things. He covered the lane with his stick, and he kept Hedrick as far out wide as he could and limited him to a bad shot. Bad angle shot. It wasn't a bad shot. It was from a tougher angle than it could have been. 1:24 left at 4-on-4. Dying seconds of the second period. 5-3, the Otters have the lead. And these final seconds of period 2 will tick off as James Go drops the puck off for Blake Barnes. Not the way anybody would have drawn up that period. Otters at one point take a 4-1 lead and really have Saginaw wondering. But they come back. Ryan Hanrahan, a power play goal. Jensen Geldart would get Saginaw back into things before Caden Smith finds the back of the net for the Erie Otters. We've got more in the neutral zone, jawing as the teams go back to the dressing room. 2-goal contest heading into the third. Surely that will be an exciting period. We'll take a break, and before we get to it, we'll talk about the second. How about that? Second intermission report after this.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
As a business, a roof over your head is just as important as the products you create. At Versatile Flat Roofing, our membrane roofs have provided safety and security to businesses in the Great Lakes Bay region for over 10 years. Our quality of production in low-sloped flat roofing systems made Versatile Flat Roofing the 2024 Michigan Elite Contractor of the Year. With more than 1,500 roofs installed and 75% of clients coming from repeats and referrals, customer satisfaction is at the heart of the job. For more information on keeping the roof over your head safe and secure, visit VersatileFlatRoofing.com today. That's VersatileFlatRoofing.com.
The Art Lewis Show.
We don't spend every day, every minute of the show doing just politics. There's so many other things we have to tackle. Local issues, local people, and that's what makes it interesting. The same thing over and over again. We'd all get real bored in a hurry. We get political discussions, they get heated, but it's not the only thing in life. For some people it is. I feel sorry for them. They're missing a lot.
The Art Lewis Show. Weekday mornings at 9 on WSGW. It's time for your intermission report, brought to you by Raymond.
Welcome back in to the Storm Master Exteriors studio. Maren Klein here with your second intermission report, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Dylan Clark standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. But before we get to Dylan, breaking down a period that I'm not sure anyone saw coming, and it started off with the Spirit looking to make things happen right out of the gate. Short-handed Nikita Klepov with an early breakaway chance to test Erliden.
Here's a chance for Klepov, short-handed. Tries to curl it back, goes into the right circle, surrounded by blue jerseys. A shot and a glove save made by Erliden. He's going to drop that puck to keep it moving.
Back-to-back penalties put the Spirit in some trouble, having to kill off a 5v3 early in the period. They successfully killed it off, but then Zhilkin, an odd boarding call, he would go into the box, and just 30 seconds into that power play for Erie, Luke Plant, he had his shot saved by Shurgin, but Jake Murray scoring his second of the night on the rebound to put the Otters up 4-1.
Stick whack there by Klutze. Plant is in, dances through, tries to get past Glavin, lowers the shoulder, puts it in front, toe save by Shurigan. They score on the rebound. It came right back in front to Jake Murray, and the Otters lead it 4-1 on a power play goal.
A high-sticking double minor called on the Otters turned the tables a bit as Saginaw would go on a 4-minute man advantage. A costly turnover from Ryan Hanrahan almost gave Erie a chance on a shorthanded breakaway, shut down by Harper, but Hanrahan decided that he couldn't end his shift like that, and just moments later got the puck in front of the net to score the power play goal for the Spirit.
This is James Go up high. Towards the middle of the ice, drops it back. Here's Papoy, right circle, down to the goal line. Hanrahan sweeps it and scores! It's a power play goal for Ryan Hanrahan. Boy, did he ever make up for it. 4:35 to go in the second, and Saginaw makes it 4-2.
Less than a minute later, Dima Zhilkin firing a shot in on Erliden. He saved it, but Jensen Geldart was there, jumping on the rebound, firing that puck into the back of the net, scoring in his second straight game.
Up to the near point, James Go. Fresh from the bench, it's Dima Jokic. Sweeps a shot, save made, rebound, Geldart scores! A wide open net. Erliden sent the rebound right to Jensen Geldart just seconds after the Hanrahan goal. Saginaw makes it 4-3, and the youngsters that Chris Lazary talked about pregame doing the job.
Geldart has now had points in his last 3 games with 2 goals and an assist. The Spirit trying to end the period out on that high note, only down a goal, but the Otters were there to break up that momentum. A rush into the zone, and Caden Smith would score his first OHL goal to put the Otters back up 5-3.
Otters come back the other way. It's a track meet now for Ritter Coombs. Down the right side with Smith. Gets it in front. Smith, the backhander. He scores. Caden Smith slips one through Shurigan, and it's 5-3 Erie.
That's where we stand after the first 40 minutes. Things getting a bit chippy on the ice between these two teams, an action-packed period. Saginaw really looking to turn it around, especially after a rough first period, and we'll break it down more with Dylan when we come back. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Your active life depends on healthy muscles, bones, and joints. When pain arises, My Michigan Health is your go-to place. Our comprehensive musculoskeletal team offers the latest in surgical and non-surgical treatments and includes experts in specialized orthopedics and sports medicine. Whether your pain originates from your knee, hip, hand, elbow, shoulder, ankle, or foot, our experts can help. With more than 50 providers across 21 locations in central and northern Michigan, we're dedicated to keeping you active. Learn more at mymichigan.org/MSK.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back into the Intermission Report, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. We're inclined here in the Storm Master Exterior Studio, and now we're joined by Dylan Clark in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Dylan, quite the period we had there in Erie, and want to start off, saw a lot of early penalties for the Spirit, some big kills, and some big defensive plays, not only on the penalty kill, but on the power play. Want to talk about that play from Levi Harper during the power play to shut down a shorthanded opportunity?
The entire period that we just watched from the Saginaw side of things, it really did end up hinging on that play that Harper makes. Because if you remember, that was the turnover in the neutral zone from Ryan Hanrahan. And there are some turnovers that get dismissed, and there are ones that are, they're just poor decisions, and you're as a young player, you're probably going to get a little whack for it when you get back to the bench. And that was one of those. That's what that would be. And had it not been for the chase down of Levi Harper on the Otter play, I believe it was Callum Hughes that was in on the breakaway, it would be a completely different hockey game, because at that point it would have been 5-1, and that would have been about all she wrote. Instead, Harper gets the chase down, makes the play, and they get the puck up the ice again, and Hanrahan makes up for it. We said it at the time, but, what's the best way to make up for a bit of a blunder on the ice? I don't know. I think your coach would appreciate scoring a goal. That's exactly what Ryan Hanrahan does. The second power play unit on this hockey team has not gotten a lot of time this year because of the weapons that the Spirit have on the first unit. But Hanrahan, this is part of the reason why he was drafted in the first round. He's got the frame. I mean, we heard Chris Lazar say it during Coach's Corner. He tells Hanrahan, you've got the frame, you've got the size. Use it. Shoot the puck more. Take yourself to the middle of the ice more. And that's exactly what he does. He swings off the goal line and just jams it through Noah Erliden. It wasn't a pretty goal. It was a bit more of a grittier one, and that's exactly what the Spirit needed. And it all started because of that defensive play from Levi Harper.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking a bit more, not only about Hanrahan, but Jensen Geldart as well. Both of them, points in the last 3 games. They've had points in every game this weekend, each with 2 goals and an assist. And you talked about it with Chris Lazary before this game, the strides that them and a lot of young players on this team have taken.
Well, Marin, as you know, we in this broadcasting game love when the players make us look like we actually kind of know what we're talking about. It's good to see when, we talk about the chemistry that Geldart and Hanrahan are finding together, but also the maturity that's coming to their game. We talked about that pregame, and we just got to see it play out in real time. The Hanrahan goal and then the Jensen Geldart goal as well. I don't think that's going to be the most difficult goal that Jensen Geldart ever scores in his life, but he's got 5 goals in the Ontario Hockey League right now after not playing a ton of games. And it was a right place, right time sort of situation. James Go holds things alive at the blue line, makes a smart pass to Dimas Jilkin, who's coming right off the bench, and Geldart's there for a rebound. Erliden would probably like that rebound back, or that goal back, simply because of that rebound. But Geldart was there. I mean, it looks like a simple play, but when you got a rebound coming towards you that fast, it's dancing, and you're right in front of the net, guys have a tendency to get too excited. They're trying to shoot the puck before they actually have it, and then it doesn't go in the back of the net. That's what happens to younger players when they're put in such a great scoring opportunity more often than not, or a lot of the time. Geldart didn't panic, didn't fumble it, just put it in the back of the net and made things really close. Those two, again, have really showcased a lot of maturity here as the weeks have gone along.
Yeah, Dylan, I love that you mentioned that, because that is a higher IQ play than I think a lot of people watching the game would think in that moment. Great on Geldart to get that goal in, and Erie ruining a little bit of that momentum with that Caden Smith goal to end out the period. We've seen a lot of different penalties. We've seen power play success. We've seen penalty kill success on both sides. Looking at the Spirit, which player do you think is really going to stay? We've seen a few guys. We talked about Popoy. He had the assist now. Jacob Cloutier has had a really good game. What are you looking for them in this final period to try to look for that comeback?
Well, you know what? You picked the 2 players that I think I would have indicated in Brody Popoy and Jacob Cloutier. I think we've seen a higher level of forechecking from him, and that's when he's at his best, right? Is when the skates are moving. He's got some wheels and he can fly around out there. He's just got to do it. Maybe a little bit more consistently. And when Cloutier's moving like that, this Spirit team's in a really good-looking opportunity. And look, Klepov and Barabanov both hit goalposts in that second period. It's much tighter than it might feel, and maybe than anybody would have anticipated, given the conversations that we were having back in the first intermission. So, again, we said if everybody plays a game like Brody Popoy, this team's going to be in a pretty good spot. That continues to ring true. I would lump Jacob Cloutier into that conversation as well. There's been a real dedication to the smaller details, the tracking, the defending that we talked about was maybe a little bit more lacking in the first, and those are the guys that are leading the charge.
Well, Dylan, thanks so much. It's sure to be an exciting third period. We'll let you get back to the call, and we'll hear more from you soon. When we come back, we'll check some out-of-town scores around the OHL. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit on WSGW.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehomed dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back into the second intermission report, brought to you by Raymond Empower Your Purpose. Maren Klein here in the Stormmaster Exterior Studio. And before we get you back to Puck Drop, taking a look at some out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. 6 games across the OHL, only 2 still going on, the rest all completed. This Saginaw game, as well as Kitchener versus Windsor, back and forth matchup. Both teams scoring in the second period as they were tied going into it. Cristoforo and Pridham scoring, but Harvey with his second goal of the game, putting Windsor on top 3-2 as they head into the second intermission. Taking a look back at the games that have already been completed, Brantford with a 4-goal second period, taking down Niagara 6-4. Aliram and Vendosky hat trick for North Bay gave them the 3-1 win over Sudbury. 3 goals for Kingston early against Oshawa. Oshawa, 2 back-to-back goals, trying to mount a comeback, but falling short, falling to Kingston 3-2. And finally, an exciting game between Ottawa and Peterborough, tied 2-2 going into the second. Ottawa pulling ahead in the second period with 2 goals to the Pete's 1 goal. And finally, Nick Whitehead with a hat trick in the last 2 periods, giving Ottawa the 6-3 win. That's all the action happening around the OHL. For your out-of-town scores, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wing. An exciting last 20 minutes of hockey between the Spirit and the Otters. Will get you back to Dylan and Erie. You're listening to the home of Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebwing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Back inside Erie Insurance Arena for the start of the third period. Erie 5, Saginaw 3, but the Spirit will start on the IBEW Local 557 power play due to a slashing penalty to Andrew Kuzma at the end of the second. 4 against 3. Dima Zilkin into the offensive zone. Drops for Nikita Klepov. They're out with Barabanov and Harmer. The pass back up high looking for Barabanov, can't find him. Saginaw's Levi Harper and Erie's Luke Plant still in the box, and now Barabanov's getting taken down. Another penalty coming. It'll be a 5-on-3 for the Spirit. Just about to mention that. That's the reason it was 4 against 3 was because of the offsetting penalties that those two had taken. And in a game that's had some contentious penalties called, this one perhaps the most cut and dry of the bunch. Ritter Coombs, the guilty party. Tripping the call, Saginaw. 1:33 left in the Kuzma call. It'll be 5-on-3 for a good bit. Barabanov for Zhilkin. Trailing by 2. Klepov in the right circle. It's near side Zhilkin. We stay at 4 against 3. Zhilkin over. Here's the chance back up high. Barabanov over. Klepov, the one-timer, and a save is made by Erleben. 19:15 to go in the third. My apologies on the personnel miscommunication there. Barabanov off the draw, just inside the line. Near side for Dima Zhilkin. Zhilkin rolls over the top, near side. Barabanov waits and shoots. It gets blocked loose. Puck Harmer, he scores! It's a power play goal for the Spirit. Harmer had to stay with it. He had his stick tied up, but he eventually puts it home. 59 seconds into the third period, Saginaw makes it 5-4. A large battle in front of the net, and that's exactly where Carson Harmer has excelled. If you plot Carson Harmer's last 10 goals on a map of the ice, there's a pretty good bet that 9 or so of them, maybe even all 10, have come right from that area. They're going to honk the horn here as they need some extra attention at the scorer's table. But as Carson Harmer has picked up his 16th goal of the season, not sure exactly what the extra look would be for. Levi Harper in the penalty box having a conversation with Ritter Coombs through the glass. And they are going to take a look here. The iPad looks like it's coming out. Dima Zhilkin getting the explanation again. Our WNEM TV5 officials tonight, Jack Hennigan and Derek Riseborough, are the referees. And Igor Barabanov is looking for some explanation as well. So they did not start the Ritter Coombs penalty, as it's got 2 minutes on it, and it's just starting to tick down now. So Saginaw stays at 4 against 3. Barabanov over. Klepov. Barabanov again. Looking to tie the game. Zhilkin in front. A save is made by Erleben. Redirected up and out of play. Well, they've adjusted the Coombs penalty. The proper amount of time is off of it. 1:43 left on it. That would have been a little confusing. And it's 5 against 4 now for the Spirit, as the others had gotten out of the box. Here's Barabanov. Over to Klepov. 1 goal shy of tying Cole Perfetti for the rookie goal record in Saginaw. Barabanov center point. Over to Klepov. Top of the right circle. The puck hopped up on him, but he's going to take control. This one redirected on its way on through. The pass does not get to Igor Barabanov. Sent over. Bouncing puck. He's going to bounce over to Klepov. Jake Murray comes over to hit him. Up the near side. Harmer with Zhilkin streaking towards the net. Can't find him. Zhilkin chases it down in the corner. 1:09 left on this IBEW Local 557 power play. Barabanov to Klepov. Back from Kluchek. Klepov. Barabanov. Center point. Walks in. Shoots it just wide. Carson Harmer settles. Zhilkin on the near boards. Finds Barabanov. Over to Klepov. Right wing circle. In front. Kluchek. The shot stand. It does not go through. Erleben got a couple of pieces of it. It rolled over his shoulder and stays out. Klepov in the right wing circle. Zhilkin with 45 on the power play. Pass too far ahead of Barabanov. He picks it off the wall. Barabanov over to Klepov in the right circle. Walks back to the middle. Barabanov throws it in front. The shot can't get through the net. Kluche was there. Body's in front. Klepov keeps the puck alive at the right point. Snaps it back down off the wall. Here's Carson Harmer from the goal line. This shot stopped by Erlin, and rebound is loose, and it just scribbed out the near side. Here's Barabanov, near side. Jilkin, 20 on the power play, takes a shot. Oh, what a glove save. Noah Erlin. I think he was surprised that he caught that puck. 17-18 to go in the third. 17 seconds left on this Spirit power play. Phenomenal glove save. But there was the initial recoil of the puck hitting Erlin's glove, and then he gave it an extra double clutch to make sure everybody knew. I mean, there's hot dogging, and then there's that glove save. You got to respect it. Phenomenal save from Noah Erlin, who's been busy here in this period. Had to make a couple of really strong stops on this Erie PK. It looks like it's almost done. 10 seconds left on it. They've cleared the puck all the way back down. James Go in the neutral zone. Drop back Jensen Gelnut for Hanrahan. Coombs is out of the box. Hanrahan down the left side. Goes back and behind the Otter net. Comes around on the far wall. Ryan Hanrahan in the offensive zone. Keeps it there. James Go slides it along. Levi Harper down from the corner. Harper looking in front. The save by Erlin on that try. Hanrahan's on this puck. Gets it out to Jensen Geldart. No surprise, these youngsters have the ice time now. James Go shot. He scores! James Go lets a shot through traffic. 2 assists in the game. Give him a goal, too. This one ties it at 5. And guess who follows right behind him down the bench? 88 and 95. What a game for those 3 players. James Go, the elder statesman here in Saginaw. That one low on the blocker side of Noah Erlin. James Go having a career year offensively. 7th goal of the season. 35 points in his 58th game here in his overage year. But the most important number is that one on the scoreboard, and it's 5 aside. The Spirit have come back from being down 4-1. Lots of time here in the third. Gowan the shot. That'll deflect to the near corner in the Spirit end. Lombardi looking for it. Somebody's lost the glove. This goes back and behind the net now for Saginaw, who have mastered the offensive side of things in this game. They got to put the pieces back together defensively. Lombardi back and behind the net of Stepan Shurigan. Carson Harmer battles for it. Drew Roscoe slides it up. Dima Zilkin back up through neutral ice to the near side. Brody Popoy. They walk in together. Popoy to the middle, to the net. Can't get a shot away. Callum Hughes was there. Popoy follows, puts it in front. The shot from Harmer. Erlin makes a save with the pad. Josh Glavin, point shot. That's off a body. Comes to the near wall. Jones throws it through the goal mouth. Brody Popoy is going to take a line change as that comes all the way back around to center. Glavin up to Dima Zilkin. Cuts back inside the blue line. Throws it on through. Here's Hanrahan. Down below the goal line. Sweeps it in front looking for Geldart. Chris Lasley goes right back to him. Hanrahan up high in the offensive zone. The young guys are going to roll. He takes a shot. That one goes off an Otter in front. Tyler Cooper picks this puck up. The other direction go the Erie Otters. Just shy of 5 minutes gone here in the third period. Smith gets run into behind the Spirit net by Glavin. Puck picked up. Here's Nikita Klepov. Right up through center. 3-on-2. Jensen Geldart down the right side back for Klepov. Goal line in front. He backhands it into the pads of Erlin, who hangs on for the stoppage. 15:08 here in the third. 5-5. Now it's Noah Erlin's turn to be tested really here in this game. Biggest test of his night so far. Saginaw just chucking pucks from anywhere. Taking a little page out of the Peterborough Pete's playbook. Not that they're not dangerous shots, though. Jacob Kluche is going to take this face-off with Barabanov and Popoy. Kluche's been playing the wing for the majority of this year, so not only are the lines being mixed up with the positions, too, and now down right in front of the net, a broken play is going to be picked up by Kluche and behind the goal. Kluche at the point. James Go, a 3-point performance here in this game for the overage defenseman. Barabanov, left circle, lots of room, rolls it through the goal mouth, they score! It's a broken play, who gets credit for it? Jacob Kluche got the last touch on it. 14:49 to go in the third, and the Spirit jump in front. It's a subdued celebration. There are kicking motions being mimed by the players down on the ice. Will there be a look for that? I don't believe so. 14:49 to go here in the third period. And just chaos in the offensive zone caused by the Spirit. The puck is thrown back in front. We've not yet seen a replay up inside the broadcast booth here. But a phenomenal sequence of events. And Jacob Kluche, that puck just gets thrown right off his boot. Didn't get a chance to see who sent him the puck. But Kluche just angles the foot. And again, from the one look that we've gotten up here in the broadcast booth, I don't believe there should be any trouble about this one. So again, special thanks already to, well, this goal hasn't counted yet, so we'll holster that comment for now. It's going to count. Jacob Kluche scores the goal, 18th of the season. And Saginaw have come all the way back to jump in front. Back in the neutral zone, Tyson Ackerman fires this back in. There was the discussion of Jacob Kluche being a difference maker in this third period. He has just put Saginaw back in front. Lavin up for Barabanov. Lots of time left in this game. Barabanov in, near side, Kluche right in front. More pinballing in right on top of the goal crease. Does not end up in the back of the net. Evan Hedrick will take it away here for the Otters. And Kluche continues the pursuit. He will stall the Otter breakout and send the puck back in behind the net of Erliden. Barabanov is going to chase down Lyko D'Alessio. Evan Hedrick into the offensive zone for Erie. Otters would like to get their offense rolling again. Another collision along the near wall. Zhilkin comes away with it. He turns up ice with Barabanov and Bodie Stewart. Barabanov on the drop pass. Near side to the captain. All alone in front. He gets two whacks at it, and Erliden stopped them both. That's a great sequence of saves from the Otter goaltender. 13:49 left in this third period. Jacob Kluche has Saginaw in front, 6-5. We're back to Erie in a moment. Here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW. Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Jacob Kluche had his 4-game goal-scoring streak snapped on Friday in Brantford. 13:49 here in the third period against the Erie Otters. Kluche's 18th of the season is the go-ahead goal at 6-5 for Saginaw. They've not yet plugged in the assists on that goal, so we'll wait to deliver that information to you when we have it. But is this puck on the far wall, smacked back in behind the Erie net. Barabanov and Go. That's another helper for James Go. He's got 4 points in this game. Held back in the Otters' end. Lombardi hits Graydon Jones. This is pulled back now by Zhilkin. Drew Roscoe back in the Spirit end. Look out, a fumble off the stick of Zhilkin. Otters take over. Here's a chance for Hughes. Near side, Kuzma. That one sent over the glass. Into the glass over the crossbar. This is down at center ice again. Kuzma run into by Zhilkin. Roscoe follows him at center. Near side, Callum Hughes. Just gets it past Graydon Jones. Drew Roscoe, near corner, Spirit end. Moves to Jones and up the near wall. Bodie Stewart sees that puck right up his shoulder. He's got it in the offensive end. Wants the curl and drag. Can't get the shot away, though. Gowan follows him down below the goal line. He couldn't get a pass in front as Zhilkin was nearly wide open. Otters take over instead. Puck bounces to center. Onto the tape of Levi Harper. Just tipped back in by the Spirit captain Zhilkin with one hand on the stick. All 5 skaters are fresh here for the Spirit. Otters will take the moment to do the same thing. Near side, Cooper. Shut down by Levi Harper. Up for James Go over everybody's head. Here's Klepov. Has it poked away by Tristan Trevino, but Geldart follows on. Into the offensive zone. Jensen Geldart cross ice off the skate of Levi Harper. Geldart threaded the needle on that pass. Here's James Go. He's matched his career high. 4 points tonight, right to the net. Go takes this shot. That gets blocked by Trevino. Rebound comes to the near side. Poked out past Ryan Hanrahan. This is Levi Harper back in the Spirit end. 8 minutes into this third period. 6-5 Saginaw thanks to Kluche. And that puck backhanded by James Go, I believe, off the backup goaltender, Caleb Papineau. And so a stoppage here with 11:59 to go. 4 assists, or 4 points rather. A goal and 3 helpers for James Gome. That's going to match his career best. A goal and 3 assists against the Sarnia Sting back on February the 13th. He's a massive part of the reason Saginaw's in this driver's seat right now. They'll clear this puck off the D-zone faceoff. Levi Harper has made a habit out of some real solid defensive work, especially in this game. He has no points, but the defensive acumen showing. And here comes Klepoff to shake his way into the zone. He takes a shot. That gets deflected by the stick of Erlin into the corner. Geldart sends it back around, almost halfway through the third. Geldart can't settle that puck down. It comes onto the near wall. Blake Barnes takes the check from Coombs. Geldart steals it behind the Otter goal. Jensen Geldart up high for Blake Barnes. Fumbled but recovered. Near side, now Brody Papoy. Looks to the middle. Papoy rolls over the top. Drops the puck off for Barnes. Steps into a shot, and a glove save by Noah Erlinen. He was able to see that puck the whole way through. Oh, and Klepoff just drilled one of the Otters in front of the net. Caden Edwards got a pop to the jaw. Not sure what Edwards did to Klepoff. I mean, that's a sucker punch if we've seen one. But the question is, what did Caden Edwards do to Klepoff to bring about that kind of a reaction? I've not seen Klepoff snap like that since he's been in Saginaw. 11-14 here in the period. And we'll have to wait and see. It's a 2-minute minor for roughing to Igor Barabanov. And he just hauled off and popped Caden Edwards. But again, not sure where that would have come from. This is not the time of the game for that. Saginaw to the Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill. As they send the puck back out to center. Dimas Jokic trying to steal right now. Otters are 1 for 3 on the power play here in this game. They need a goal to tie things up. Kuzma down the wing. Cooper. And in the corner, Ulysses Lombardi. Puck comes down to Carson Harmer off the wall. Can't get it past Kuzma. Now at the right point. Lucas Ambrosio. Slid back over. From Hughes back to Ambrosio. Deflected by Harmer. Up and out of play. 10:42 to go in the third. Harmer has really become a key figure over this road trip particularly. The shot blocking against Brantford. The late game tying goals against Niagara. His shot blocking and later third period goals. It was early in the third. But that stick in the lane may have saved Saginaw's bacon. Face off to the right of Stephon Shurigan. Puck off the wall. Hanrahan will send it down the ice. Noah Erlinen, the goaltender, stops it on his backhand. 31-29 the shots in favor of Erie. Erlinen and Shurigan dueling things out pretty evenly here in a 6-5 game. Otters shut down at the blue line by Drew Roscoe. Back to the bench he goes. Puck down the ice. They're halfway through the kill. Tapped around. Ambrosio pestered by Hanrahan. Kuzma give and go up the near side. Jensen Geldart cuts him off on the near wall. Puck flipped up to waist height. Geldart and Hanrahan send it down the ice. Noah Erlinen. Now for Gowan. Line changes for both teams. 42 left on the Otters power play. A roughing call to Nikita Klepoff. Gowan is in. Tries to flip it on through. Puck in the corner now, comes around to the right point. Tristan Trevino into traffic, saved by Shurigan. The rebound sitting in front, and Dimas Jilkin able to clear on the backhand. Puck taken here by Blake Gowan. Back in behind Erlinen's net. Gowan, 15 on the Klepoff penalty. That puck is going to escape off an Otter stick and be smacked down the ice again by Jilkin. Back in behind Noah Erlinen's net to set things up. Strong game by the Spirit captain. 2 helpers tonight as well. And they've actually given James Go an extra helper, so it's a 5-point night. But here come the Otters. Is out of the box is Klepoff. Down the left wing, poked away at the last second on that try. Papoy throws it up the near wing. Over the stick of Barabanov. Saginaw has killed off 3 out of 4 Otter power plays in this game. Back up to center ice. Puck is intercepted by Jacob Kluche. Just taps it to the near wall. James Go is there. Off the stick of Papoy. This one back in behind. Barabanov hit by Gowan. Jacob Kluche along the far wall, the offensive zone. Could be swept there by Brody Papoy into the glass, well off the mark, just trying to get the puck back in deep. James Go takes his man Hedrick into the boards, goes back in behind the Erie goal one more time. Tired bodies out there right now. They'll keep on going. Trevino follows Kluche, who chops it around. James Go handles it on his backhand. Can't get it in deep, though. This is taken by Hedrick and rejected back out to center. Go, sweeps it ahead, looking for Barabanov. That doesn't connect. Otters go off the glass, over everybody's head, and it's on James Go's stick again. He just sends it back out to center. Evan Hedrick fires it back in for the Otters. Step on Shurigan, comes out the plate in the trapezoid. Plays the puck to his defensive counterpart, Levi Harper. Up for Jacob Kluche. Otters cut him off. Harper gets it back. Over to James Go, and now up at center. It's angled back in by Brody Papoy. And they will say icing. 7:54 here in the third. Papoy is saying I was in the proper position when I deflected that puck. The officials say he was shy of center red. So it comes all the way down. 7:54 here in the third. Tired body's got to stay out here. Kluche, Papoy, and Barabanov, who will take the draw. The right is step on Shurigan. Off the tie-up, kick back to the corner. All the way back around. To the near boards. Brody Papoy takes a shoulder from Michael D'Alessio. Case Kamzik keeps this puck alive high in the zone. His shot blocked by Barabanov to the corner. Rebound. Chance goes in front. Off the skate of Go and wide. A couple of sticks in front between Go and Evan Hedrick. Now the puck in the near corner. 2 against 2. James Go comes over to upset the numbers. 7:28 left in the third period. The puck not moving in the Spirit end. They lead it 6-5. Finally, the puck comes out. James Go moves it there to Levi Harper. Skates it up to his own blue line and snaps a pass. It just has to be angled in by Barabanov. Gets a nice little skate or slash across the skate laces. He goes back to the bench. Otters up. Kamzik hit by Bodie Stewart. Puck moved now to Caden Edwards. He's been a standout performer for Erie in this game. Otters snap it up towards neutral ice and put it right back onto the tape of Josh Glavin. He can't find his captain. Dima Zhilkin comes back, takes a shot. But he's moved the puck now, and Carson Harmer shrugs off Raider Coombs. At center. Puck is jammed up into the shoulders of Levi Harper. Now settled down. This is Carson Harmer. Leads the charge in for the Spirit. Stopped up blue line, but he does get it in deep. Caden Edwards tries to dance out of the corner. Zhilkin's going to steal from him, but he can't hang on to the puck. Harmer just makes life difficult in the neutral zone. Ritter Coombs going to steal here. Bodie Stewart, a couple of stick lifts there. Frees the Otters of possession, but they get it back and turn it onto the stick of Dima Zhilkin. 2 helpers in the game for the Spirit captain. Bodie Stewart down the near wall. Harmer knocked off the puck by Caden Edwards. Otters have it on the far side. Zhilkin follows on. He closes off his check on Ritter Coombs. The puck is back and behind the Spirit net. Here comes Roscoe. Carrying things out to center. Roscoe glides into the offensive zone. Fights off the check of Gowan, but he lost the puck. So now it's Kuzma back in behind the Erie net. Otters go D to D. Line change coming here for the Spirit. 5:49 to go in the third. 6-5 Saginaw. Back in behind the net of Shurigan. He guides it around for Blake Barnes. Puck is pulled off the wall. Klepov finds Ryan Hanrahan. One-on-one against the defender Gowan. Hanrahan between his own legs into the circle. Doubles back. Hanrahan twisting back down the boards. They're going to give him the time, so he'll use it. There's Klepov. Now in the circle. Up high Hanrahan. Levi Harper. Down into the near corner. James Go. Walks back up the boards. Stops and sends it back underneath there for Jensen Geldar. Otters trying to flip it out. It's gloved down by Go. 3 Otters along the wall. They'll steal and poke things back out to center. Otters up. Deflected back in by Kuzma. Klepov sends it over for Harper. Now near side Hanrahan into the offensive zone. Puck gets deflected. Jensen Geldart's on it. He gloves it down. Takes a little forearm there, and the Otters send it back for James Go. Harper in the neutral zone. Dances into the offensive end. Now here's Harper. Center point, takes a shot into traffic. That one goes off Klepov. Rebound is picked up, and Papoy ran into Klepov, but he's got the puck. Klepov does. Papoy going to keep right on following. He shrugs that contact off, and the Otters clear, but boy, Papoy doing everything in his power to try and pull that puck away from Kuzma. Here they come again. Barabanov into the offensive zone. Slides on in. Back behind the net. Igor Barabanov around to the far side now. Up top, Barabanov takes another lap. Into the circle he goes. Barabanov behind the net. Lost the puck. Gets it back. Tries to throw it in front there to Brody Papoy. That'll be broken up, and here come the Otters. Josh Glavin forces his man to the boards. James goes on it. Now to the near side wall. Barabanov in neutral territory has D'Alessio on him. Josh Glavin just gets it out to center. This will be Jake Murray on it for the Otters. 4 minutes left in regulation. Saginaw by 1 at 6-5. Evan Hedrick shrugs off Igor Barabanov. He's in, and the shot gets deflected out of play by Glavin. 3:59. That's all that's left in regulation here. A 1-goal lead for the Saginaw Spirit. We're back to finish the third here in a moment on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
Hi, this is Caleb Papino, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
It hasn't exactly been a dominant weekend for the Saginaw Spirit, but it absolutely has not been a boring one. 3:59 here in the third period. Another come-from-behind game right now on their hands. Came back and erased a 4-goal deficit to force overtime and an eventual shootout win against Niagara. They came back from 4-1 down. They're up 6-5, and the Otters win an offensive zone faceoff. It'll be quickly stolen, though, by Brody Popoy. Up to center ice. Jacob Kluche got in ahead of the play, so the Spirit are offside. And similar to the Niagara game, Saginaw kind of running the table shot-wise in the third period. They have turned something on. They were outshot 17-5 in the first, 14-9 in the second. They outshoot Erie 13-2 here in this third period. They've got the only 3 goals in the third. Final meeting of the season between these two hockey clubs. Saginaw's won the first 3, and they're going to win this face-off at neutral ice. Roscoe over for Graydon Jones, who guides it back in behind the net of Erlinen. Julius Sari get things up towards center. This is McLean Agrette, taken away by Saginaw's Roscoe. Evan Hedrick now up and flipped well up into the air by Agrette. It'll be fielded by Stepan Shurigan, who acted like he wanted to dump it off. Shurigan looked like he was getting under a fly ball there. Catches it for the out. That'll retire, not the side, it'll retire some Spirit players back to the bench. 3:30 left here in this third. I mean, if there's any OHL arena where baseball references are appropriate, it's this one. The Erie Seawolves play pretty much right next door. There are Erie Otters offices that overlook the baseball diamond. Chris Millett's going to take a timeout here behind the Erie bench. Nice and warm here in Erie today as well, which has not been the case as of late. It is that time of the year. It is playoff time. 63 games out of 68 played here for the Saginaw Spirit. They'd like to lock up that final playoff spot. Now, Saginaw's not limited to just 8th place. They can't lock up a playoff spot with a win tonight. The earliest they could clinch a playoff spot is on Friday night, and they could finish as high as 6th. So simply making the playoffs is not the only goal here for the Spirit. They want to put themselves in the best possible position to avoid probably the Kitchener Rangers. I mean, say what you want about picking your playoff opponent, and every team is dangerous up at the top, but Kitchener seems to be the team that you would like to avoid the most. An opening round series against Flint or Windsor would not be easy by any stretch of the imagination, but maybe a little bit more favorable. They got to win this hockey game first, though, and a few more as well. Net is empty for the Erie Otters after the timeout. The puck comes all the way back into their zone. After it was won back, I believe, by the Otters cleanly. Tristan Trevino up the left side, twisted back in. 3:15 here in the third. Otters need 1. 6-5 Saginaw. Spirit get things out to center ice again. Gowan in front of the net with Klepov forechecking. That net empty certainly has his eye. Sitting at 36 goals on the year. The Otters shoot it back in. Picked up by Dimas Yilkin. Is he going to be looking for his friend? He backhands it out to center. Rolling puck. Klepov trying to chase his man Gowan down. Klepov's going to steal and take a shot off the outside of the cage. Klepov has it back. Gowan puts him to the boards. Kuzma Spins around Klepov, who's going to steal, and it's going to roll right to the blue crease. He can't get the shot away. Klepov has to chase it down. Off the far boards it goes now. Zhilkin takes a shot, and it goes off an Otter and wide. 2.5 to go. A dancing puck just slipped away from Klepov. He was in the blue crease with it. Here's Zhilkin now, this shot. That goes off an Otter as they come back and the skaters defend the goal. Otters get it out to center. Harmer lifts his stick. James goes on it. Does he have the trick? He does! James, go! It's a 6-point night. His first OHL hat trick is going to seal the deal. 2:17 in the third. James Go has an OHL hat trick to make it 7-5. .217 here in period 3. It was not Nikita Klepov's goal to score. The hockey gods deemed that James Go certainly more than deserving of his first career hat trick here. 6 points on the night. 3 goals, 3 helpers for James Go here in OHL game number 283. Barabanov to the far wall, all alone in front is Hanrahan, and a great pat save by Erliden. They left Hanrahan alone in some pretty key real estate. They get the puck back out to center ice. Braden Jones up the near side. Puck is picked up by Barabanov. Not sure the last time a Spirit defenseman had 6 points in a game. We will have to investigate this. That sounds like Zane Perek territory, but we'll see. Braden Jones off the wall. Barabanov tangles there with Julius Sari. Geldart gave it away. Inside 90 to go here in the third period. Ryan Hanrahan tries to pick this puck up. It hit some snow, so it'll stay away from him for now. What a game he and Geldart and Go have all had. This game not done yet. They'll flip the puck back out to center. If the Spirit can hang on, this will be their first season series sweep over the Erie Otters since the 2018-19 season. And while we retreated to some great battles in the playoffs between these two last year, it ended up being a pretty lopsided series. The Otters won in 5 games. Saginaw needed an overtime winner off the stick of Zane Perek in this building, as Klepov is going to throw one towards the net to be saved by Erliden for a face-off in the offensive zone with 54.4 to go. Cole Perfetti finished his rookie season with 37 goals in 63 games, but he scored that 37th goal against the London Knights in his 62nd game. This is game number 62 for Nikita Klepov. Can he tie Cole Perfetti's mark? Off the draw, he's got it on the back end, in between the dots. Here's Klepov, shoots it just wide on the glove side of Erliden. Popoy steals again on the boards. 44 to go. He's hauled down. The puck moved to Ackerman. From the right point, wheeled back underneath. Lucas Ambrosio, a steal there for Carson Harmer. This is Brody Popoy along the near side. Popoy throws it there off of Klepov. Tap to the corner. Ties up with Ambrosio. Klepov wants it. It's poked off his stick and picked up by Blake Barnes. Barnes to the corner. In behind the net, this is Popoy. 20 to go in the game. Saginaw's got the 2-goal lead. Klepov tapping for that puck. He wanted it, and that shot will be taken by Popoy. Deflected up and out of play. And Klepov's going to head back to the bench. 13.2 left in this game. Well, he's going to head back on here. He's staying on. I mean, he's got to know, right? And at this point, Saginaw's up 7-5. 13.2 left. He wasn't waved over to the bench. He was not waved back over. He came over, looked like he was going to open the door and said, one more shift. Why not? Zhilkin centering Harmer and Klepov. Ackerman and Blake Barnes are the defensemen. Zhilkin can't win the faceoff. Harmer chops after it. 10 to go. Puck pops back to the boards. Harmer on it. Pinballing around. It goes behind the net. Klepov is going to chase Ambrosio. He'll have to wait another game. But the important number, Saginaw 7, Erie 5, and a nice little slash for Dima Zhilkin from Lucas Ambrosio at the horn. 7-5, the Spirit win. They finish this road trip in exciting style. They finish the season undefeated against the Erie Otters, and they will tack on 2 more very important points. 55 of them on the season in the standings. This is win number 24 of the year for the Saginaw Spirit, and some standout performers to talk about in this one. Erie's playoff hopes are officially done. They have been eliminated from the OHL's postseason. And while Saginaw has not clinched, they've put some very important points in the bank as they try to break away a little bit more from the Sarnia Sting, who are out of action tonight. 7-5, the Spirit win. We'll send you to a break. Marin and myself will be back with post-game analysis, some highlights, some 3 stars, although we can probably guess who number 1 is, and a lot more. Post-game coverage coming up here from Erie after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. And your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh & Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear. With a team that plays to win.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
Your WSGW morning team.
It's National Pothole Day.
Hey! Well, we're in the right place for that.
Yes. There were a few studies based on Google search trends, but like Michigan was ranked 25th in one of these.
25th.
I know.
Apparently, to celebrate National Pothole Day, you're supposed to do things like have a pothole potluck.
Oh.
It says here that you can adopt a pothole. And my favorite was pothole poetry. I thought I'd give it a try.
Okay.
Oh, muddy potholes, craters deep and wide, where bumpers groan and hubcaps go to hide. Each one a trap, swallowing tires whole, frustrating me deep down in my soul. I dodge, I weave, I mutter things unfit. Look at the size of that one! Holy shift! I missed it, and now I live to tell more bouncing stories of pothole hell.
The morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back into the Storm Master Exteriors studio for your post-game. Marin Klein here, and we can officially call it a comeback. The 7-5 win for the Saginaw Spirit after trailing 4-1 at the end of the first, taking you back through that third period. Spirit starting on an extended man advantage, and they quickly got to work as Carson Harmer would score the power play goal to put the Spirit up.
Shilkin rolls over the top, near side. Barabanov waits and shoots. It gets blocked. Loose puck. Harmer, he scores! It's a power play goal for the Spirit. Harmer had to stay with it. He had his stick tied up, but he eventually puts it home. 59 seconds into the third period, Saginaw makes it 5-4.
The Otters were hoping that they were able to disrupt some of that momentum with their final goal in the second period, but the Spirit kept on applying the pressure, and it was the trio that was really doing it all in this game. Jensen Geldart to Ryan Hanrahan, and they would find James Go at the top of the zone to fire the puck into the back of the net and tie it up.
Hanrahan's on this puck, gets it out to Jensen Geldart. No surprise, these youngsters have the ice time now. James Go shot, he scores! James Go lets a shot through traffic. 2 assists in the game. Give him a goal, too. This one ties it at 5.
The Spirit would not stop there. Game tied up, and it would be Jacob Cloutier who was all over the ice for Spirit. Chaos in front of the net, and he would get the puck into the back of the net to give the Spirit their first lead since the first period.
James Go, a three-point performance here in this game for the overage defenseman. Barabanov, left circle, lots of room, rolls in through the goal mouth, they score! It's a broken play. Who gets credit for it? Jacob Kluche got the last touch on it. 14:49 to go in the third, and the Spirit jump in front.
With 3:30 remaining in the game, the Otters would pull Erliden, looking to tie the game back up, trying to get the game into overtime. But instead, who else but James Go, his first OHL hat trick, 6th point of the night, scores the empty netter to all but secure the win for the Spirit.
Otters get it out to center. Harmer lifts his stick. James goes on it. Does he have the trick? He does! James Go! It's a 6-point night. His first OHL hat trick is going to seal the deal.
The Spirit with a very important and much needed comeback win, 7-5. A lot of goals to go over, but before we do, taking a look back at our My Michigan Health save of the game, Stepan Shurgin early in this one, having to come up with some crucial saves in the first period.
Kansas off the wall. Callum Hughes will intercept for the Otters. He's going to try to get around Blake Barnes. He's got a step. He takes a shot. And a great save by Stepan Shurgin. First chance that he's seen here in this game. Very dangerous partial breakaway.
Taking a look at the scoring summary, we know Dylan was busy on the call in this game. The 7-5 game, a lot of goals to go through, starting off with Nikita Klepov on the power play, assisted by Barabanov and Harmer. Then 4 straight goals for the Otters. Jake Murray, Caden Edwards, Julius Sari, and Jake Murray once again putting the Otters up 4-1. That was at the start of the second. Then in the second period, the Spirit starting that comeback. Ryan Hanrahan and Jensen Geldart both scoring and extending their scoring streak to 3rd games. They both had at least 1 point on the weekend. Caden Smith scoring his first OHL goal at the end of the second frame to try to stop some of that Spirit momentum. And the final frame was all Saginaw. Carson Harmer with the power play goal, starting it off less than a minute into the period. James Go scoring his first goal and 3rd point of the night. Jacob Cloutier with a goal. And finally, the James Go empty netter hat trick. Also important to note for the Spirit, they were perfect on the power play with 3 power play goals tonight in that 7-5 win. Before we get you over to Dylan, take a look one last time at those out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Recapping the other games happening around the OHL, Brantford with a 6-4 win over Niagara North Bay, and Aliram Amandowski hat trick, securing them the win 3-1 over the Sudbury Wolves. Kingston going up 3-0 against Oshawa. The Generals trying to mount a comeback, but falling 3-2. Nick Whitehead with a hat trick in a back and forth matchup between the 67s and the Petes put Ottawa on top 6-3. And finally, still going on in the final minutes of this game, 2 top teams in the West, but Windsor leading 4-2 with 1:45 remaining against the Kitchener Rangers. That's going to be all here from me in the Stormmaster Exteriors booth. Thank you so much for joining me. Now we're going to get you over to Dylan for 3 stars of the game.
Thanks, Marin. And I got to start out here with a bit of an apology. We're doing very simple, low-level math up here, and for whatever reason, it didn't line up. I don't know. I don't know what column we were looking at. I don't know what was going on. A little bit of a brain cramp. James Go finishes the night with 2 goals and 3 assists. So apologies to Marin for letting you keep going and talking about the hat trick there, but I couldn't get in contact soon enough. Not sure where the phantom 3rd James Go goal came from. Maybe we'll say that 3 assists equals a goal, but well, I don't know. Call it a James Go trick, whatever you want to call it. He's got 5 points on the night. The 3 stars of the night brought to you by Applebee's. Carson Harmer had a fantastic hockey game in all 3 zones, really. Goal and assist. Went 14 for 20 from the face-off dot. He's your 3rd star of tonight's game. For the Otters, Jake Murray, 2 goals in this contest. And yes, we double-checked that. 2 goals for Jake Murray. He's your 2nd star of the game. And James Go, with 2 goals and 3 assists, 5 points in the night for him. That is a career best in a single game for James Go. Again, as he's crested the 280-game mark in the Ontario Hockey League. James Go's 5-point night. And apologies to all you James Go enthusiasts out there. He is the 1st star of our game, brought to you by Applebee's. The look ahead here for the Spirit, brought to you by Applied Innovation. This was their last long road trip of the season, but they're not done on the road just yet. They will come home to Saginaw on Saturday, March the 14th. Mental Health Awareness Night with the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network, 7:05 against the Flint Firebirds. They will close off the season series against Flint before going back on the road Sunday, March the 15th, a 2:05 puck drop from Sarnia. And back at home Wednesday the 18th against the Sioux Greyhounds. Friday the 20th, they're in the Sioux, and they finish things off. Saturday, March the 21st, 7:05 p.m. against the Sarnia Sting. We'll see if that game is impactful in the standings. The Spirit right now still sitting in 8th place. They've not locked up a playoff spot, but they've got 55 points in the standings as they are trying to be the 8th team. Now, that does not lock them into 8th place, but the 8th and final team in the playoff field in the OHL's Western Conference. Final score in this one, 7-5 in favor of the Spirit. Thanks to Marin back in the studio for her hosting abilities tonight. Thanks to Matthew Lester, who's been driving the ship back at the WSGW headquarters. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks so much for being with us tonight, everybody. Good night, Saginaw. We'll talk to you next time.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.